Niners! Fam, did you ask yourself the question, who won the draft? Don't do it. This is something that goes on every year. There's no way to know who won the draft yet. Smooth, I bet you know already. Get in here, man. San Francisco 2025 draft mission. Defense, defense, defense. Because, for one thing, I think we're sort of morphing into the Hawks of back in the day when they were just killing people, because we're still not trying to get that offensive line adjusted. But maybe the 49ers have a plan that we just don't know about as of even yet. But the NFL Media 2025 draft grades for 49ers, good. But it seems everybody seems to question the same particular player picks out of this particular draft for the 49ers thus far. And as I say, they have no business doing that. You don't know what these guys are going to be, right? You know, you can't just go on optics. Most people do, but it has proven in the past not to be very, very good measure of how good a player is. But media analysts are throwing a moderate amount of shade at the 49ers picks after day two. While that isn't unusual for most teams, at this point, analysts should know better than to question the Niners' late-round picks using the same standards to measure for San Francisco with the rest of the NFL. It just doesn't work. Fam, do you ever wonder, though, how many other teams can boast the same thing? We are always telling people, like, yeah, we got him out in the 5th round. Guy, he's a 7th-round pick. I can name the players I'm talking about even. I mean, 6th-round pick. Too bad he went to Denver. But we've got some solid picks in day 3. So, you know, just to decide the 49ers get an A, B, or C based on the entire draft is probably not going to work. To the 49ers phones, I'm going to go for your personal assessments of the Niners 2025 draft. And in the news, Malik Mustafa. I felt like I got drop kicked as soon as I saw that on notification. Malik Mustafa, he'll be out for an indefinite amount of time, given the time that he got hurt last year against the Cardinals. ACL injury. Remember, he came. I don't remember him leaving the game to begin with, but he didn't come back, right? It was an ACL. They didn't think it was that serious at the time, and he's had this ACL injury before. He bounced back kind of quickly. There's no real structural damage or anything like that, but it is something it's still an ACL, so he's still got to take really good care of it and not come back too soon. He was going to be, I had so many players from Mustafa, man. He was going to be a vital part of this defense. Damn it. And according to from NBC Sports Bay Area, Jennifer Lee Chan, Dre Greenlaw suffered a torn quadricep while working out. That's going to put him out for an extended period of time as well. Get better, Dre, man. We're all wishing the best for you, man. Damn it. This is part of football. It sucks, but it is. Guys are going to get hurt. And usually it's the most important guys on the team. But it remains unclear whether Greenlaw will require surgery to repair the injury or not. But fam, the 2025 NFL draft is done, and the Niners walked away with 11 new players, 5 on offense and 6 on D. Again, and all those guys on offense weren't offensive linemen, so we're going to continue to moan and groan about that, especially if during the course of the year we're sitting there like, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. He had 0.05 seconds to throw the ball. Look, we're not getting any ground game. Guys, they can't budge that defensive line on whatever team we're playing. Why? Because our guys are too whipping. So we're going to have to go through Jake Brendel again, another year, unless some bizarre twist take place between now and opening day. But Coach Shanahan and his merry men will begin working with a group of youngsters, aiming to maximize each player's skill set, find his real potential. Is he a stud or is he not? Meanwhile, media experts have delivered their annual assessments of each team's draft class. I didn't hear Howie Roseman's name mentioned this year, though. I guess because Howie didn't get that many picks this year. But because he always wins that, and always hooping and hollering about what the Eagles did. I'm not hearing that. In fact, I heard something about the Giants Giants are getting an applause for what they did. The Chiefs, not Chiefs, but the Hawks, as I remember. Anyway, grading each organization's grades efforts over the last few days. Draft grades are premature assessments, as I mentioned earlier. Don't take them too seriously. The true success won't be known until these guys take the field, and it won't be the first 2 or 3 weeks either. But prognostications are really fun for now. I think we can argue back and forth and say things like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking picking him up. We had that from day one. Williams comes out. Oh, Ellis came in the first thing. He was the first guy to come in and get mad. Ellis, I love you. I'm just saying. I'm just going back into history. But the evaluations span a wide range with these guys as far as the analysts go, from B-plus grades to a couple of Ds from a lot of haters. 49ers draft picks. Round 1, we got Mikel. Somebody please teach me how to say this guy's name. Is it Mikel? Is it Michael? And why did his parents do this? Mikel Williams, okay, out of Georgia. As soon as I saw where he came from, I didn't even know. I said, this is fine. I mean, if he comes out of Georgia, I'm good. You know? I know somebody says, yeah, well, how'd you feel about Robert Beal? Robert Beal Jr. wasn't really a starter in Georgia. Mikel was. He's part of the rotation of Georgia of battering crew. Georgia's had a death row over there for a while now. They just keep sending in the inmates all game long, just beating teams to death. And then they graduated into the NFL, and they're still doing the same thing for the most part. Round 2, defensive tackle, DT Alfred Collins out of Texas. Ooh, that boy's big. I like this. I like it. We got a few big guys actually to put on the defensive line. Michael's not a small person. Alfred Collins is huge. We already got Gross Matos. We're going to be big to share that defensive line, fam. Round 3, linebacker Nick Martin. People got mixed emotions about him, but leaning more toward Nick than not. Out of Oklahoma State, he is. Upton Stout. Oh, Upton Stout's getting a lot of grief because they think he's too small. Fam, when was the last time the 49ers picked out a player in the draft that they thought was too small and was too small? You know, he's out of Oklahoma State, too. Round 3, as I mentioned, Western Kentucky. Here's a guy I like. Yeah. 113, DT, CJ West, Indiana. I seen that big monster barreling through the college ranks. I couldn't stop laughing. Oh, yeah. Look at this dude. Okay, I like this defensive line already. Nick's got to be sitting back saying things like, I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to get back out there with these guys and take a few heads off. Round 4. Oh, CJ, come on in, man. And also Jordan Watkins out of round 4, wide receiver. Mississippi. Bullet, he's a 4-3, he's a 4-3, he's a 4-3. We got a couple of guys, though, Kyle Shanahan, are 4-3. Don't insist that they block their ass off right from the gate. Can we just see what it looks like, Kyle? If you had some offensive linemen, you would be worried about wide receivers blocking all day. I can't wait to see this guy. And somebody said he ran a 4-3 in a combine, I think, but he wasn't really running all out. What does that mean? Whew. Round 5, running back Jordan James, Oregon. Okay, I'm not going to say much more about that. Also round 5, Marquise Sigel, Kansas State. Another guy that's getting a lot of noise. He's getting a lot of grief. Round 7, quarterback Curtis Rourke. Tony Nagatagi picked this guy out for his draft. Tony, there you go. Round 7, guard Connor Colby. Round 7, he's out of Iowa. Also wide receiver Junior Bergen out of Montana. Junior Bergen, I like him so much because he was so excited. His parents were 49er fans. He's been a 49er fan all his life. Well, he said one side of his family was 49er fans, and I think that's his dad. Of course, he sides with his dad, and he's delighted to be here. Let's go, Big Jordan. Let's go, Big Jr. And UDFA's linebacker Stone Blanton, Mississippi. Running back Corey Kiner, Cincinnati. Tell me what these UDFAs, fam. Offensive line, Drew Moss, Colorado. Another wide receiver, Isaiah Near. God. You had to have him, didn't you? Quarterback Jacob Robinson, BYU. keep an eye on that guy. I'm telling you right now, there's something that's going on at Brigham Young that their football program may be underrated. DL Sebastian Valdez, Washington. I'm going to just give you a couple of these guys because just to let you know, you probably already checked out these already, but I just want to give a little about these guys. Vinny Iyer, Sporting News. These are the dailies that you go through every day, right? You take a look. Some of these guys are giving out grades from last year and this year. All of them are, actually. 2024, the 49ers received a C- from Vinny. This year, he gave him a B+. Analysis: 49ers often march to the beat of their own evaluations from GM John Lynch, but the decision to go defense dominant earlier made sense with all the salary-related personnel hits. Williams was a smash pick opposite Nick Bosa. See, this goes against... Actually, I didn't hear anything bad about Michael, except from us. There's some people on the social media that are not happy as well. But he'll be opposite Bosa and the combination of Collins and West. That should help right away. Martin and Stout were mild head scratchers. The team also couldn't quite resist taking a wideout running back quarterback trio late. I had to laugh when I read that because, Kyle, why'd you get a quarterback? I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I understand he's well seasoned. He's been in school for a long time. I think he's around 25 or 26 years old. I don't know why we needed a running back, though. I don't know. I'm scratching, too, because I guess we could have used that for somebody else. The 49ers have this thing about offensive linemen. If they don't get you in the first or second or third round, they're not going to get you, are they? Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Although, what round did we get McKivitz in? Chad Reuter, NFL.com. Last year he gave the 49ers a B. This year he gave him a B+. Williams' length and power on the edge give him promise, and Collins and Martin are excellent replacement options for Javon Hargrave and Dre Greenlaw, respectively. Stout's frame might not match his descriptive name. Just busted him. That's uncalled for. But his game certainly does. See, he says a backhanded comment, though. San Francisco added a second run stopper in West before finally selecting some offensive players for Brock Purdy. Watkins flashed big playability in college, and James will be the next late-round running back for the Niners. They even say if somebody goes down, this kid can come in and take right on over. They say that. Sigel is he says, one of my favorite day 3 picks as a special teamer and potential future starter at safety. You know what, though? Rourke is another talented quarterback worth a 7th-round flyer, while Kobe could stick as a blocker for James and protect for Purdy and Rourke. So, maybe. USA Today, they gave us a B last year, they gave us a B this year. That's good, though, because last year's draft class did pretty well, right? This defense badly needed, according to USA Today, this defense badly needed attention to credit GM John Lynch for earmarking his first 5 picks on it. First round DE, Mikal, and second round DT. Mikal and, oh my God, Alfred. It better be good because they're getting love from everybody. Everybody. Third round linebacker Nick Martin on a flourish alongside All-Pro Fred Warner. Nick is going to do well. You know why? You heard what he said. All his life, I mean, since he's been playing ball, Fred had been in the league that long. But the thing is, Fred is his idol. Can you imagine? Even while he was playing, I put on Instagram, says, can you imagine being Nick Martin out there in the field? Well, peace in, checking out the defense. What would Fred do? I can't wait to see what he looks like just for the inspiration behind it. Fam, getting these guys in here, I'm feeling better about the guys we let go. Why? Because you're getting these hungry guys in here with talent and skills, and they're going to be hungry to make a name for themselves. Those are the most dangerous players on the field. Kids that want to get established right now. They can be a little reckless. They can be a little crazy. They can make a lot of mistakes. But in the long run, the energy level is going to be just something to behold. And let me Mel Kiper, who thinks he's the be-all of Analyst, right? Well, Mel, he gave us a B minus this year. Mel didn't give us a B this year. This is a crucial draft. Mel says it's a crucial draft for the 49ers who are teetering on the edge of a potential rebuild. Yes, injuries decimated their roster on the way to disastrous 2024 season. But they lost several starters this season, including guard Aaron Banks, cornerback Javarius Ward, linebacker Dre Greenlaw, safety Talanoa Hufanga, wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr. Those are impact players who leave big shoes to fill. Well, yeah, we know. San Francisco has to figure out how to build its roster around a looming mega extension for quarterback Brock Purdy. Now, why did you just... Goes on to say General Manager John Lynch entered round 1 with 11 picks to play around with, including extra selections in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds. Could he come out of the weekend with impact players? Question mark. Well, he certainly tried to help his defense. Lynch used his first 5 picks on that side of the ball. Only the second time the 49ers have done that in the common draft era since 1967. 3 of those 5 made a list of favorite prospects ahead of the draft. Linebacker Nick Martin, cornerback Upton Stout, defensive tackle C.J. West. Martin and West were solid value picks, while Stout went a little high. All 3 are fun players who can make an impact, even if they're not likely to be rookie starters. Jordan Watkins is my 27th ranked wideout, while Jordan James is my 23rd ranked running back. These are kind of high marks, though, from Mel. I kind of misunderstood. San Francisco took both earlier than I would have liked. Quarterback Curtis Rourke is an interesting flyer in round 7. Anybody feels the same about Curtis Rourke? I was impressed by the decision-making and his timing on throws when going through his tape. I wouldn't be shocked if he made the roster. This class likely will hinge. Hey, is Rourke going to beat Mordecai out? Fam, he might. It sounds like he has all it takes to do that. Rourke, Jones, Brock. I bet that's it. Kyle wouldn't have went and got this guy unless he had a lot of faith in Mordecai. My feeling, we'll see. Maybe Mordecai has matured since last year and he can go out there and challenge this guy. This class likely will hinge on whether Mikel can become a force on the other side of Nick Bosa. The Niners ranked 28th in pressure rate last season. That'll never do, fam. 27.7% and have to figure out ways to take pressure off the defensive backs. Williams is extremely explosive, but his modest sack total is 5 in 2024 scared away some teams. Mel, okay, can't figure out how the best to get out of him on every snap. Mel, his ankle, Mel. Will people stop ignoring the fact the man was playing with a high ankle sprain? I like this, though. Let them sleep on this guy. If he did that with a high ankle sprain, oh, he's probably feeling a lot better right now. Get that uniform on him, red and gold, and let's go. He says, I like a few of the players Lynch took, but the value was questionable. Again, that matters in an exercise like this because you want to see organizations maneuver the board and add extra capital. And thank you, Mel, for confirming one of the reasons why I really don't like you. You know what I need to do? Let me get a bad one, just one. Some of the analysts really gave the 49ers really nice grades. Okay, here's one hater. Nate Tice and Charles McDonald, Yahoo Sports. What do they know about Yahoo Sports? They gave the 49ers a C- last year, and they gave the 49ers a C+ this year. Mikel Williams in the first round and Alfred Collins in the second round were fine selections for the range they went in. Here's where it gets bad. The Niners made some big reaches in the third round with linebacker Nick Martin and cornerback Upton Stout. Martin and Stout were projected to go late day 3 and are probably closer to depth pieces and starters. Still, the 49ers beefed up their run defense, which they desperately needed to do this year. Most interesting pick, Upton Stout. Cornerback, Western Kentucky. Stout is a very undersized cornerback at 5'8". He made plays on the ball and in space at Western Kentucky, but his size makes him a bit of a head-scratcher in the top 100 picks. Perhaps his tackling ability will make him a weapon in the slot, but Stout and Nick Martin are 2 undersized players to add to this defense. Oh, man. You know what, though? One more. Gilberto Manzano. Sports Illustrated. Grant, you know Gilberto. Did you guys get together for this? This is terrible. This is the last one, though. Oh, my God. Gilberto gave the 49ers a B last year and a D this year. He said, to no surprise, the 49ers went heavy on defense with their draft class. They lost several starters in free agency, but the team might not have drafted the right players to immediately fill those voids. Williams surprisingly went ahead of Jalen Walker, and perhaps he doesn't have the same upside as James Pierce Jr., Shamar Stewart, and Mike Green. I think a lot of people will agree with him on that, though. But then I'm going to believe and trust in Robert Saleh. James Pierce Jr. might have been too light for the 49ers for the position they're asking him to play. But he's really, guys, a savage. So I don't really know. I'm just guessing. Shamar Stewart had some issues off the field. Mike Green took all day to get drafted. How come? Then again, he goes on to say the 49ers might have seen something in Williams that wasn't easy to spot after Williams played through an ankle injury last season. But this was a deep class for edge rushers. San Francisco also missed an opportunity to add an offensive lineman in the first round after losing Aaron Banks in free agency. Gilberto. Okay, because I'm going to keep your name because I want to come back and see you mid-season. I'm going to see what you write. If you're right, though, I'm going to come back and say, Gilberto, oh, you got me, man. You're right. No, you ain't. Well, we'll see what happens. 49er Brian, Jordan Bergen, my alma mater, really? University of Montana Grizzlies, now 49er. Let's effing go. All right, Brian, stop judging these guys before they even get on the field. Come on, man. Smooth, because you're so smooth. Smooth, come on in, man.
So, Ronbo.
Smooth, you, man. You, it's good. I'm always good to you guys, fam.
Any player you want to cover, let me know. What's going on?
The guys that are being accused of being undersized, and I'm wondering, I'm trying to remember the last time. Little Upton is considered just way too small by too many people, and
I got his page. I got everybody's page. Let's see, Upton, right? The one you actually report from the small university. I told you we're gonna be going small school. Don't worry about the names. Just production. Okay, let me see, guy here. Okay, this is Connor right there. Who is this right here? This is Montana. This is Junior. This is Jordan James. Who is this right here? This is Marcus Single.
Hey, do tell me about Jordan James, because I wonder what the 49ers saw in grabbing another running back.
Drew Moss. This undrafted Drew Moss. That's a guard. We got him. We got another guard. Undrafted. We got Jay. Okay. This is DJ West.
I like him. I know he's going to be a bad boy.
Here we go. Right here. Okay, Upton. Okay, let's see. Let me run down right quick. Okay, Upton right here. What we know about this guy? Western Kentucky, defensive back, 3-time starter, 33 games, 6 interceptions, 17 pass breakups, 1 TD, 125 tackles, 9.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks. He's 5'8", 181 pounds. Arms is 30 inches, 4.4 speed in the 40, vertical 37.5. Broad jumps 10 and 8 inches. Bench 21 bench presses with 221.
What?
No, 225. I'm sorry. And yes, bench press.
Wait.
Yeah, 21 bench presses with.
Upton weighs how much?
How
much does he weigh?
5'8", 181 pounds.
200.
But he played bigger than what his size is.
Damn right. He benched 21 reps at 225.
Yeah.
Damn! Yeah. I can't wait to see this. Okay, go ahead.
And he runs a
4.4. I can hit 30. My bad.
4.4 speed. First player to be. He's first player in his conference, U.S. Conference, to come out in 2025 class. So he came out of class by himself.
I ain't mad at
Only
him.
one.
I ain't mad at him just for his strength. That boy worked hard at that. Also,
he ranked 12 out of 24 DBs. Yeah, go ahead.
We're actually Nick Martin. Why did we pick up Rick Martin?
Nick Martin,
linebacker.
Nick Martin. Oh, that's our Greenlaw right there, bro.
He's a dog, ain't
Oh,
he?
he was on my board. Hell yeah, he's a dog.
People think we were reaching because we got him in the top 100.
I'm surprised. I was surprised he lasted this long, but then again, I'm not surprised because let me piggyback what I said before. The draft is deep. This draft is deep. There's a lot of players that's ranked number 3, number 4, that's free agents that's on the market now. Now they get to pick their team who they want to go to.
Mm-hmm. You know,
man, look here, man. Whoever's sleeping on Martin, bruh, I'm telling you, bruh, just wait till we hit the field because I'm tired of explaining. I'm trying to tell this man is a dog. 5'11", 221, 4.5 speed, 40 time. Martin in 2023, they said all he blast up on the scene in 2023, and he ain't turned back since. This man, he finishes everything. He got strength, 140 tackles, 16 tackles for losses, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble. First team All Big Ten, All American. He's 4th in his class, in that class of All Americans 2023. He has strength. He's a pro. He come down, his burst, downhill speed. He can't be fooled by anybody. He stay in his stance. He's only break when it's necessary to break on the ball. He's a ball hawk. Yeah. So for us, Jair Brown, bruh, you need to put up or shut up, bruh, because these youngsters that's coming in that we have right now, they're hungry and they coming.
Hey, and Jair ain't got no excuse this year. He should have learned enough by now to put it together and do it right. God.
It's no excuse, bruh. There's no excuse. And Jordan Watkins, wide receiver, Jordan Watkins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him too. His weight 196, 5'11". That's 23% hands, 37%.
Soft hands.
Runs a 4.3.
Oh!
4.37. That's 90%. 10-yard split, 153. Yeah, that's 74%. Vertical, 36.5. That's 64%. Arms, 29. That's 9%. Broad jump, 11.9. That's 37%. Overall ranking, 75 out of 100. His catch radius is 72%. Short receiving yards, meter is in the middle slot. That's 72%. Deep threat, 72%. Everything 72%. Block, his blocking is 72%, and he can block. He's a 3-star receiver. He carried a frame. He carried his frame too. So yeah, he's unfazed. He can run all the route tree. He gets open real quick. Get off bump and run. He get off it real quick. In traffic, he's fearless. Hey man, he's everything we need, bro.
Sounds like it.
14 yard average per catch.
He's a little bit lighter, but his body is thick, and he can take hits, and he's strong too after the catch.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Jack after the catch, 6.8 yards after the catch. Yeah,
one thing people need to understand is those guys, I remember this all through high school, and guys were like guzzling protein sticks and gym rats. Every time you seen them, they was working out. See, they know they got a desire to play football. They know they've got to add something to the frame. So when the guy's not that tall, don't be fooled.
One more thing about Jordan Watkins.
Smooth, can you make 10 seconds? Go quick. Okay, go ahead.
Below average separation, but he cleared that, so now he can separate and all that now. So yeah, but
we got to get up out
other ones when you be back on. I get to the other ones when you come back on again.
I can't wait. Listen, it might take a few days because I got some issues this week.
Okay,
but I'll be looking for you, Smooth, and you know this. All right.
Okay, I got CJ West and everybody else coming up, and Isaiah and them coming up next.
We'll be breaking them down for the next few weeks. All right, fam. Appreciate you, Smooth.
All right, shout out to the staff. Shout out to the staff and the family. All right.
We love you, man.
Bang, bang. We got this. This draft A+. Draft A+.
Love it.
All right.
Thanks, Smooth.
All right, I'm out. All right.
We rush all over to Matty. Yes, Matty.
Ronbo.
Matty. We're looking good here, man. I'm thinking Lynch and Shanahan have learned. And Robert Saleh and everybody else that came back, Gus Bradley and some of those guys, you get a lot of old head coaches in there. These guys, I'm going to trust them. Anytime the analysts come in, they don't know jack. They're just saying things because I can't agree with everybody, so I'll just say this. It's BS, but it just sounds good. You know,
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Bunch of people that don't know much about anything.
Probably never played ball at all, just writers.
No.
Well, Matty, you know,
Oh, they are.
Have you got some favorites in this
Blame
draft
them.
already? I'm already. The more they say bad about Upton Stout, the more I like him. And Nick Martin, I'm going to argue with people from now on, even though I don't have anything to argue with yet.
I just, every time I hear you say Rick Martin, I just think of, I just feel like, don't say Ricky Martin.
Oh, Nick, make sure we keep that clear. Nicky. Dun, 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 dun. No wiggling.
No, none. But I like Jordan James from Oregon, man. I'm kind of excited to see him, whether he even gets any kind of a play, gets any action out. Who knows? Because he was a little late on the picks, but yeah.
You just mentioned what name?
Jordan James, running back.
Oh, Jordan James,
picked
yeah.
up.
Hey,
Yep,
Oregon, Matty.
from Oregon.
How good is he, Matty?
He was our workhorse, man.
Okay. Because
I think maybe a little underrated.
okay, because let me see. He's the only running back we picked out of the draft, though, isn't he? Yeah, he's the lone running back.
I watched him run through a lot of people. Nobody.
See, Matty, he was waiting for you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, or they say in
It's like
England,
an assassin.
hey, why do you do that? Dude, why do you always go get Matty? God. All right, ignore him.
Hey, I think it's personal now.
I know.
Worse than everybody.
Man, this is our only win.
Go ahead, man.
Anyways, man, no, I'm excited. You know, I mean, obviously we don't know. I mean, we see what we can see, but obviously Robert Sala's probably had a lot of a hand in the defensive side of what we picked this year. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he sees.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm at as well. While writers are saying things about this guy being too small, I wouldn't have picked him up that early in the draft, anything, all that other stuff. You know what, dude? You just wait, okay? Because if Salah picked him up and
They said the same shit about Purdy.
excited, yeah. I mean, the thing is, they looked all excited. You know when the camera would pan into the war room and they were giving each other a high five when they picked up Upton? And also, they did the same for Nick Martin. Same thing. Michael Williams, they were just ecstatic and looked like that. And Alfred Collins, who could boo Alfred Collins? Nobody has. Reporters aren't saying, analysts aren't, nobody's saying a bad word one. This guy's going to be a beast.
No, not at all. Nope. I think, but you know, like always, they never address our offensive line issue. So were we shocked about that? I don't think so.
No,
I mean,
it's
just
kind of
like, come
depressing.
on, nothing at all.
Yeah, McKivitz is still going to be on the right side. Hey, Matty, do you think McKivitz may have grown since last couple of years, maybe? Could he? I don't know if he was
hope so.
all that bad last year. He wasn't great, but he wasn't terrible as he was the year before. Pooty may have had a lot to do with that, but
No,
I wasn't
I'm-
mad every
definitely.
week at McKivitz.
No, I'm hoping for some growth because I've seen him. He was definitely better in the second year than he was the first. So maybe we'll see some more progression. So that'd be nice. Yeah, I can't hate on that. So hopefully what we have is good enough. And then, yeah, I don't know, man. We got a wide receiver, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you knew Kyle was. That's one of the things the analysts were taking a shot at. Kyle Shannon's not going to leave a draft without a wide receiver and a running back.
No.
I laughed at that because it says I told everybody before the draft. Shannon's not
Running
leaving
back
without
makes
a
sense,
running
though,
back.
Ronbo.
Well, it does, but I mean, it's funny though because it's a routine, and we're going to get a running back and a wide receiver next year as well. I just wonder if there's any
Like
priorities.
clockwork.
Yeah, you know, do we? Kyle, Manny, if we were sitting in a room with Kyle right now, hey, Coach, you didn't pick up any offensive linemen. Well, we didn't see any in this draft that was any better than anything we have in camp right now. I knew you were going to say that, Coach.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Matty, keep
Could
an eye
be
on
true.
offensive linemen this year. They come out of the draft, though. I'm going to make note. I never do, but I want to see if that's true. And if we see any offensive linemen that seem to be flourishing at other clubs that we could have picked up, we're going to know there's something else It's Chris Forrester and his. Go ahead and get yourself a playmaker. I can make anybody into a lineman. Chris.
Not always, man. That's tough.
Oh.
It's tough. No, you can't. But
So out.
maybe, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I guess we are going to find out. So, I don't know. Maybe find one that you never know. Like maybe they've overlooked somebody on the practice squad or something.
You mentioned that. We've had, Nick Zakel has been with us this is the 4th year. Ever since he's been a rookie, they've been working on huge Nick Zakel. Can he play now?
You know what I'm saying?
I want to see him out there so bad.
Yeah.
I want to know, can he play? Because he's got looks
I would
like
love to
he's
see
everything you need to be an offensive lineman.
You
guys been working
Yep.
on for years.
So I'm talking about Ronbo. So we got lots of things to think about. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm excited about things to come. So now what do we have next, Ronbo? What do we have to look forward to now?
The season, I can't wait to see what these guys look like. Preseason, oh my God, I'm chomping at the bit to see what those guys look like under hostile stress. We're gonna find out. Matt, we gotta go.
Well, now it's time to start talking about Brock Purdy's contract again.
No, I don't want to. That's depressing. Because and George Kittle.
I know it is.
I know. Why haven't they said anything about that? They have no more room to get it done, Niners. Damn it! Don't make us wait. Man, I'll see.
Yeah, please don't make us wait into the season. It's going to affect the whole season.
God. Have a great
All right,
day,
buddy.
Matty.
When you can be back?
Probably toward the end of the week.
You too, buddy.
All right. Night, man.
Okay. Probably Friday, huh? All right, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll catch you when you're on.
Appreciate your family.
Night, buddy.
Night.
You too.
Tony Nagatani out in the blue waters. Oh, Tony, come on in here, man. I was laughing when I saw Rourke's name on the chart. I said, Tony picked out Rourke. Tony, you may have picked out a couple other guys, too. Who else did you like?
Well, from my drafts, the two players I mocked most for the 49ers were C.J. West and Curtis Rourke. It's kind of funny. They both went to Indiana. That's not why. It's just I saw
Wait, Tony,
C.J. West.
Is Indiana your alma mater?
No. I went to Ithaca College in Central New York. Go Bombers D3. Let's go. But no. But C.J. West was just a stout defender in the middle that we needed, and Curtis Rourke was somebody who satisfied one of the few quarterbacks who satisfied all of the Parcells quarterback commandments. And then when I started looking deeper, I was like, oh, Kyle Shanahan's just going to fall in love with this guy, and I think that's what happened. But
lots of seasoning too.
Yeah. Well, he is an old rookie. He's going to be 25, right? So probably not the best on that way. And if he has a medical red shirt, we'll see. But if ever he does get healthy, which he will, and if he has to play, he's got enough starts under his belt, and I think he'll be a fine backup quarterback. Is what
and that
I
matters. See, Mordecai's probably done then, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm keeping him probably.
Yeah, well, I think Mordecai practice squad at best. But Mac Jones is probably going to leave in next offseason. So I think the thinking is if they have work after Mac leaves. So
that's right. He's not going to be with us forever. Yeah, he's going to be looking for a starting spot. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, he's in the Sam Darnold plan. He's rehabbing his career. Yep. So, I had a couple other thoughts. Earlier, Ronbo, you talked about us getting sniped on offensive line. I think that is actually the case. Looking at round 3 and both round 5 picks, round 3, Charles Grant went one pick before we took Nick Martin. And I'm pretty sure the Niners were in on Grant, and I think they probably would have drafted Grant over Martin. And actually, Martin, while I'm excited to watch him play, is my least favorite pick in this draft because he was the worst value. I thought there were better players on the board at that time. But it makes sense that they took him if they got sniped for Grant, because all of a sudden Grant's off the board. Who are you going to pick? You're scrambling, and then it's, okay, who's our next impact player up? All right, draft the linebacker that no one knows. So I can see how that might happen. But back to the O-line, in round 5, Carson Vinson was picked by the Ravens, who always snipe our offensive linemen, 8 picks ahead of us. And then again in round 5, the Giants took Marcus Bowe, 6 picks ahead of us. And I think in both those cases, the Niners would have drafted either Vinson or Bowe, or maybe if he was there. So I see some evidence for that.
But you're absolutely right too, because I don't think the 49ers would intentionally miss out on quality offensive linemen. That's a point I hadn't thought about. The option was not there at the time they went to Plan B on 2 or 3 occasions. That's a good point, Tony.
Yeah. And it also explains the reach for Martin. But again, this is just a theory. I really don't know. At the end of the day, I'm excited to see Nick Martin play, but it's not. I'm excited to see him actually on third downs, just mainly because he was such an effective pass rusher at Oklahoma State with his speed. And I can see if we have our defensive line and it is rebuilt, if we have CJ West and if we have Nick Bosa, on third down running a stunt, I can totally see Martin just like jetting in there and attacking the quarterback
with that
really
huge
fast.
Body. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. You're going to smack
Crash,
people.
boom. You look like a bowling ball coming down, knocking pins down on those highlight reels.
Absolutely.
It's that
Absolutely.
guy. I like
It's
him
gonna be
already.
exciting. And I think he can play gunner too, is the other thing. So if he doesn't work out at linebacker, I think he can be a good gunner for us and come in on third downs as a situational edge rusher of all things. But and I have one last point because I know short on time. But the safety, Siegel, I haven't watched too much tape on him, but I've watched some highlights. The comp is made to Jimmy Ward for Siegel a lot, same size, but I think that is very apt, but not for reasons people I think are recognizing. When I watch Siegel tackle, he tackles the same way Jimmy Ward would tackle, and that is when he hits a guy, most of the time the guy is going straight to the ground, and you'll see him. He'll wreck somebody, or he'll hit somebody, and then he'll pull him up. Just like Jimmy Ward used to do, and that was
Technique.
the thing. Jimmy Ward would take guys down like almost like a wrestler. I don't think I had wrestling backgrounds, but they would just pull the guys down and get them down. And I think Siegel is going to be that guy. And I'm really excited.
When you're that size, you've got to use technique. And I'm glad he does, because if you're a small guy and you don't have any technique, you're probably going to be on the IR soon. So glad to hear that.
Yeah. No,
and I wish our coaches would teach it.
I grade this draft a B with an asterisk because we're not going to really know until 2 years. But but it is clear to me, Robert Saleh, and John Lynch and of course Kyle Shanahan, they are keying in on rebuilding that 2019 defense. Look at the defensive linemen they took. They got a Jimmy Ward replacement. They got a K'Wan Williams replacement. They got a guy who might be a Dre Greenlaw replacement. By the way, really sad for Dre. I'm glad he got paid, but I would have loved to see him play Mike linebacker. But anyway,
maybe midway through the season. No, I like it because the picks. As I say, optics is everything for me in the draft because I don't follow college football like I'd like to. But when I see these guys, and the guys that really impressed me, C.J. West and Alfred Collins, because I see them, I said, I like to see players that clearly are going to be hard to deal with. Alfred Collins being big next to Nick Bosa. We're going to see a Nick Bosa, Tony. I got a feeling just from those two guys alone. That's going to remind us of the Nick Bosa that we learned and loved to love a long time ago, because Nick's been doing all the work for the last 2 years. Nick Bosa's over. I love it when people, the knee-jerk reaction, start coming out and saying bad things about players. I said, would you please weigh all the evidence before you come to that conclusion? Yep. What is it with that? God. We're going to find out, though, Tony.
I'm excited. And by the way, one last thing. Ronbo on third downs, imagine if they put Mykel Williams next to Nick Bosa. So they have Bosa on edge and then Williams playing 3 technique. I think they're going to wreck some stuff.
I do too.
I am so excited.
I can't wait. Tony, good stuff. As usual, we don't get enough of you. All right?
I know.
Back toward the end of the week looking for you. You too.
Aloha.
Aloha, Tony. Have a great day. And there he is. He is the place where Cam Ward is now employed. He is Papa Good. Pop, get in here, man.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How are you?
Pop, doing okay, man. The draft is over. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not real unhappy. You can't be too happy. You can't be one way or the other. You got to wait till these guys go out in the field and show you. You may underdo the happy, and you might overdo the happy, or you might overdo the sadness. Let's see what they look like. So, Pop, you have measurements and data, and Pop has technologies that he uses to tell you how good a player's going to do. Pop, we're waiting for that, man. Go right ahead. Jump in there.
Well, I think the first thing I want to make the acknowledgement is obviously I'm not completely happy, but I will say this: there were a couple of players I'm really happy with. I think the best draft pick, the best two picks was C.J. West,
Oh,
and I'm put an asterisk next to Curtis Rourke because I believe that's the kind of quarterback that Shanahan should draft. One that he doesn't have to coach up because he's incapable of doing so. So it's very, very similar to a Brock Purdy type of pick, a guy that can come in and just run the offense, get rid of the ball, that kind of thing. Nothing exciting there, but there you go. Did they pass up on some players? Yes, they absolutely passed up on some players. They passed up 3 players on my board at the 11th pick, but I'm not going to talk about that. What I am going to talk about is a player that this select, which is Michael Williams. Michael Williams is your classic Eric Armstead type of a pick that's unexpected, but at the same time has the measurables that they want and somebody they can develop. But the key word is develop. I don't believe that he is a top first round pick because you had potential future Hall of Famers available at that pick, but they didn't take them. And that's the 49ers. So the 49ers typically get marked down because there's players they should take and they don't. So they take who they want to take, which is more power to them. Like Alfred Collins, but it's the same thing. It's a very similar situation to the first pick. You're drafting based on upside potential and measurements. And we know the NFL is a long season. I think the biggest issue I have right now with the 49ers is that they continue to feed the wide nine monster and they don't adapt. So let me give you an example of adaptation. They had an opportunity to bring in Fangio. They didn't take that opportunity. The Eagles took that opportunity. And then when he went to the Eagles, he changed their defense to a 3-4, which is a defense that routinely gives West Coast style offenses problems because it disrupts the timing because you don't know who's coming when. As a result of that, they won the Super Bowl. So they adapted to that defense. Now they get players for it, but they adapt to their situation, and the 49ers don't. That's the concern. Is the wide nine viable? Can it win a Super Bowl? Because right now, based on what I've seen with the wide nine, is that it gives up leads at the end of the games.
Yeah,
because it requires a great deal of discipline, technique, gap control. So a lot of things go into it as opposed to just playing football. One of the biggest violators of the wide nine is Nick Bosa. How many times does he just totally go off mission, go off script, and go for the quarterback or what have you?
And somebody sneaks around the rider's left side. And Nick's got caught in that, and he stood out like a sore thumb. Looked like a spotlight was on him. Nick would stand there looking like a question mark, watching the runner go around the curve as he's standing and watch. I said, Nick, you got sucked into that again? And sometimes more than once in a game.
So he's consistently being manipulated. So because of that, I always knock their drafts down, usually a whole grade, because you skip over just tremendous players to fit your system. And it'd be different if the system worked. So that's my issue. But out of the players, though, based on what they're trying to do, it seems like they had a good draft. Some of the players I liked, some I didn't like, some were reaches. Nick Martin, I liked the player, but there were better players available. Another player, Jordan Watkins, there were better players available. A player I did really like was Junior Burgeon, which was their last pick because he can return kickoffs.
Yeah.
So he seems to be a pretty solid pick there. I don't know about this Connor Colby. I'm actually more excited about some of the unrestricted agents that are there. But make no mistake, fam. We're all expecting right now that these young guys are going to come in to a defense that requires a star. The last time this defense just worked masterfully, we had like 3 number 1 draft picks on the defensive line, and we had 4 coming in on third down. That was the last time this defense worked. So we're really to get to that level, and mind you, while it worked in that scenario, still gave up a lead twice in the Super Bowl. And number one defenses don't typically give up leads.
Oh, they get worse. Exactly. I mean, they clamp down. They make it more difficult. That's true.
Yeah.
Look at the Eagles.
In the history of the NFL, that's just never happened in the Super Bowl. You come in with the top defense and you give up a lead at the end. So yes, do players deserve credit? Yes, players do deserve credit. But the thing, right? The reason why they say defense wins Super Bowls because it's not based on one player. It's based on many players. It's based on a team. Whereas the great equalizer is having that great quarterback. So was it a great quarterback situation? You know, and a great quarterback can be stymied. Keep him off the field by running the ball. So, you know, I love the pick of Jordan Watkins. I thought he was a good. Actually, I don't like Jordan Watkins. I like Jordan James. I like that pick. I like that pick. I love the CJ West pick. And then the rest are going to me looks like special teamers, with the exception that we just found out that our starting strong safety, you know, has a torn ACL. So.
Well,
So
Pop,
maybe
we might be surprised, but Pop, great assessments. you gave a lot of food for thought. We got to go though, but I can't wait to see what happens next. So
yeah, and in closing, Ronbo, before I let you go real quick, I don't think the 49ers did enough to catch the Rams, the Eagles, the Lions, or Washington. And you do that by getting the best players, not getting scheme fits. That's just been my thought.
And anyway, it could be accurate.
A big shout out to the big show, Jalen, Tony in Hawaii. I loved his assessment. Smooth, good to hear you getting better, buddy.
Sounds great.
Phil, where the heck is he at?
I know.
I know he's upset. That's why he's not here. He's upset. Alex, I don't blame Ellis for being upset.
Oh, we gotta go.
Big old shout out to Alan, Jack, Ronbo Sports, the dark one. Special was Frank. All right, Ronbo, you in production. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Ronbo Sports.
Thanks so much, Pop. Talk to you later, fam. Bill, come on in, Big B.
Okay, I'm gonna address the situation in the room. Everybody misunderstood the last time I was on, and when I tried to get back on, I fell asleep. I was not really.
I know we were looking for you too.
I know, and I'm gonna address the situation in the room. I wasn't mad about the pick. What I was saying, we could have got someone else and got him in another pick. Okay, I didn't really say he was sorry. I'm like, he better come out to be tops. We know what happened with the Solomon Thomas experiment.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not saying
Solomon,
he's Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, oh no.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a Solomon Thomas, but
God, I hope not.
I'm going to give the guy a chance. But then if he don't pan out, then that's where he's going to get the heat. If he is like an Aldous Smith, like everybody says he is, then okay, good. Let's have a good player. Let's just see if he can keep his good character off the field and on the field, and just let his anger out on the quarterback. I'm down with that. Okay. I watched the draft. I know they missed out on some things, and I actually feel sorry for one player that got drafted.
Who?
But he's going to be a free agent after preseason because there's no way he's making the team. No way. I don't see it. If he does, it's going to be a miracle.
Bill,
Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, no. Shedeur, was...
I feel sorry for Shedeur, but his character prevented him from being picked by the Niners. And, I read a lot about it. I was trying to figure it out. I wasn't mad. I was trying to figure out why the Niners were passing. Everybody was passing on him, and I'm like, oh, no. Well, he just brought his own confidence to his own career.
Bill, the Niners were never in the market for a high-round quarterback anyway. Shedeur was never on the radar.
Where I know he wasn't, and any other team he wasn't on the radar. And the Steelers passed him up.
Yeah, I know, right?
A lot of other teams passed him up. The Giants passed him up.
And Cleveland waited till the last minute. Bill, you know what? I think they could have waited another round. Shedeur, if you're Shedeur Sanders, though, you have a son that's a good football player. Dion did the wrong thing in raising Shedeur. I understand from what I said, and I can't believe that everybody's lying. Shedeur is very impolite, and he is Mr. Grandiose. He needs to come in and humble up a little bit. he pissed off every GM he talked to.
I put it like this.
Mind you, Cleveland drafted 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
He's going over there with
Shedeur
competition about
won't make the
15 dudes.
He's
Shedeur.
not going to make the team because of his character, and he may be a good player, but his character is going to prevent him. And if he was to get picked up by a team, he would be under the Kyle Shanahan experiment to teach him ethics on how to be morally good. But I don't see that happening. He'll probably be out. He'll probably be, if he is in the league, for 1 year, and if we do get him, it'll be 2 years down the road.
Shedeur?
If Purdy don't pan out. So,
Bill
like
Shedeur.
I said, he'll be a B plan.
He's really accurate, though. From the highlights, he looks like he knows what he's doing. Shadeur's got to learn to, like all rookies, a lot of rookies, he's got to learn when to throw the ball away and when to get. You know what? Those are things he can learn. But I'm concerned about Shadeur's attitude, and that's what got him killed in this draft. How embarrassing!
Right. Right. And see, that's what this Cleveland's going to get rid of him on that, based off that he goes in with that attitude in the locker room. They already got their quarterback, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why they're getting rid of him. The owner forced him to get him sooner because he was going to be passed up by Cleveland, and that was the owner, for what I'm hearing, forced him to pick up Shedeur. So he's going to be like, look, I told you so. Owner's going to just cut him, and he'll be a free agent after preseason. So if we're in market for a third-string quarterback, then he'll probably be picked up. If not, Kyle probably don't want that in the locker room. If you don't get him, nobody get mad. His attitude is bad. He got to go through attitude adjustment.
Yeah, Shadeur's that's not a Kyle Shanahan type quarterback at all. He is not coming, I assure you. Although I would like to see him do well. For all the smack he was running before he got drafted, which is really the wrong thing to do. Shedeur, I actually hope he does well. I just want to say, you see, the only bad thing about that is other arrogant children coming out of high school are going to come in, and I'm going to be just like Shedeur. Anybody ask me about my prowess, I'll tell them, I'll be honest with them, I'm a bad dude. And if you get me, you're lucky to have me. And I'll tell you something else, too. Just let me cook. I don't need you guys in my way or anything like that. Yeah. See, now, if I'm a coach or a GM, okay, thank you very much, and get out of my office now. You know, this is just not what you do. And Deion should know better than to teach him to be like him. If anything, Deion should have went the other way for his child's sake. And I don't know that's where he got that from. But Deion was backing his stuff up, though.
Yeah, so if we need to like nip that right now, I want to nip that out. And I just hope the picks we got are good. But, one thing we didn't pick in the draft run, but we all should be happy about.
What? The kicker.
I thought it was coming in the draft. I'm like, no, just get him a free agent. Don't pick him in the draft no more. Yeah. Is a kicker.
I've forgotten all about Jake Moody. Listen, Bill, Jake's going to be going up against some veterans in camp. The 49ers are not just going to give him the keys to the car this year. Jake's going to have to win that job again. And there's going to be some guys in camp, some veterans, that if Jake can't keep up, he's got to keep out. I mean, that's goodbye, Jake. Yeah. That's it. Bill, we're going to go because we're starting to kill the clock here. We'll see you.
Give me another shout out.
All right. A niner. It's getting itchy in there again. Bill, I still owe you another shout out.
But do me a favor. At least we ain't those Cowboys. Have a nice day.
I know. Night, Bill. Also, I got a kick out of the Rams. The Rams draft up 10 spots for the running back. Did you know that, what's his name, Kirion? He never had a run over 10 yards. I didn't know that. They mentioned that in the draft. And the Rams, to trade up for 10 spots, well, they really seriously wanted. Oh, he messed up in the playoff game, too. I guess he's got a bounty on him. Rams. That's too bad. Triple A, come on in. 10 spots for a running back. That's got to be a first.
What's up, Ronbo?
Triple A, man, we're just sitting there looking at the draft and looking at the grades. Not many people gave them 49ers less than a B. There are a few. There's actually got a D I read from one person. But how'd you grade them out?
To be honest, Ronbo, I give them a B because, and I know, some people didn't like the pick, of Michael Williams, but
no. He's 20 years old.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but I think in my eyes, like, he's a really good run defender, which we struggled last year. So we kind of
Badly.
2
years we've been struggling with
need
that.
to. I know, and yeah. So in the way I could see them using Michael Williams is like the Ariel Armstead, like where he played at D tackle. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they, work with him. And so,
Remember, we don't have Chris Sorensen. We have a coaching staff now that's going to put these guys in position to win. There's another thing I think people are overlooking, and those coaches pick those guys.
Yeah.
They've seen enough traits down through the years to know who they can mold into a stud. This is why I'm not really concerned. If they picked him, I'm going to trust them for now. But I think we're going to be okay. Because you look at, like, CJ, there's no way that you're worried about CJ West. You look at him, huge. Well, I mean, the guy's an athlete as well. Give him another couple of hamburgers. It doesn't matter, because I thought he's a little overweight. But then I see him play, I said, damn, okay, he carries that weight naturally. So I'm looking forward to what he looks like along with Williams and Collins.
Yeah, especially the CJ West pick. I mean, I love that pick because he kind of reminds me of DJ Jones.
Yeah, maybe a little bit taller and a little faster. I mean, he's just moving at a very high speed. I mean, I enjoyed the way offensive linemen were trying to stop him. He just whiffed by him, brushed him to the side, as if, get out of the way. And go, quarterback's like, oh my God. So I like guys like that. DeForest Buckner was something like that when he came. Buckner would be like flying. Actually, I've seen Buckner sometimes take other routes to the quarterback. Most offensive or defensive linemen would take the shortest route to get there. Buckner would swing left or right, and he'd still beat his way back in the backfield. I said, that's why I was so excited when he got drafted. I saw him do that at Oklahoma. I mean, where did he go to school? Chip Kelly was at Oregon. Yeah, I said him do that at Oregon. I said, I've never seen anybody do that. He doesn't bother with the offensive lineman if he doesn't have to. He just routes around them. But that takes up too much time. And most coaches would be like, hey, quickest line, but the fastest way to any line is any objective is in a straight line, guys. Yeah, most coaches talk like that. So Buckner was special. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to overrate CJ.
But yeah, but overall, the theme of this draft was like beef up the D line and some speed at wide receiver. So
yeah, and we did.
The Alfred Collins pick. I mean,
yeah.
I think that was a good pick because, I mean, he's a really good run stopper. Like, he's like 6'6", 300 something pounds.
297, and there's no fat. I looked at that as, he's what? 297? That dude's rock solid. Okay, I see the point here.
Wow.
He's already got the makeup for the position. Now let Kasork, Salah, and Bradley work on him. Let's polish him up. See what we got here. There's been guys built like that in football history the last 20 years, 30 years. A couple of them played for the Raiders that I remember. The Rams had one too. Jack Lambert. Lambert wasn't that heavy, though. You know, this guy, I can't wait to see what he looks like. We'll find out. Yeah. He's got a, man. Because that's, nowadays, guys know, you get big, okay, but it better be muscle. We're putting on hamburger weight. Put on rock. We'll see what this looks like.
Yeah. So, but we'll, overall, I think we had a good draft. So, when I see you again, Ronbo.
And probably the end of the week. Yeah, this time. But, they got to get things settled down and everything. The rookies got to get into camp, get settled in. So, we probably won't, nothing probably to talk about between now and then anyway. So, other than Brock Purdy's contract. If that happens, I may stop what I'm doing, get in trouble, and come on in. Brock Purdy signed. Damn it, let's go on. Now all we got to do is worry about Fred and George. Fam, I'll see you in a few days. All right.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good night.
You too. Night, AAA. Appreciate you, fam. Night. And Michael's back. Hey, Michael, come on in, man, because I've been worried about you, man.
Oh, no, I've just been busy because my mom's going away for a week. And congratulations to the Cowboys. The first-round draft pick, Cowboy, lives about 10 minutes away from my house. He went played high school football in New Canaan. He's a good athlete. I met his family. Yeah, the first-round draft pick, the kid that the Cowboys drafted from Connecticut.
I thought you get ready to make a joke because Texas boys rolling around here talking. Mike, you're a good guy. Mike's sincere.
She saw me with my Niners jacket. His mother saw me in my Niners jacket. She says, "Oh, my son went to the Cowboys." I said, "Congratulations." And I asked her, "Why do you think the Cowboys?" Well, they're ready built team. I said, "Ready built." I said, "You look at the roster."
I was going to say, did you offer some resistance on that? Yeah, good.
No. Tony Wright, you better check on that coach's son, boy, Frank Coleman, Deion Sanders' son. Jeff Warbright.
Olbrich? Yeah, what the hell was up with that?
Yeah.
Well,
his job would be in jeopardy or the draft pick penalty. You got to watch it, man.
Well, that was low
His
class.
coach is something better. Low class. Come on, Atlanta Falcons. I thought you guys had class. Come on, I thought that'd be something the Rams would do.
Oh, that's not the whole team. That's that individual a-hole.
No, that's the coach.
What are you doing?
He looked like, I'll tell you this, if that was my son,
yeah, embarrass me like that? Oh, dude.
Oh, I called the old lady. Tell her, you better
God.
Get home to that boy.
Be all
yeah.
over his ass.
The draft.
Especially your,
yeah.
Then people can ask you what kind of kid you raising, man. Oh,
yeah.
Ronald's about to get his lights knocked out. God.
He's lucky Deion Sanders' son don't do anything. I mean, I feel bad for Deion Sanders' son and all that stuff, but still, you don't do that to the kid. How many other athletes are they going to do this in the future now? There might be others coming up. This is the first time I see it. Might be plenty more.
That's the first time. Yeah,
you never know.
Just going to make matters
47 years I see something like this.
Oh, jeez.
47 years I've never seen something like this. I mean, it's enough that I had to deal with Mel Kiper, arguing with the guy and all this crap. But they finally put Mel Kiper in his place Sunday. One of the guys did that.
God, Mel. Mike, I just wonder how he got the phone number, though. How did he get the phone number?
Well, it's an NFL burner phone. These are NFL burner phones.
No, I mean, how did he get Shedeur's phone?
I wonder if it was a connection in Colorado. Somebody from Colorado.
Yeah, it's might involve more than one person, huh? But Olbrich's taking all the heat.
Well, people can get Olbrich's son. Jeff Olbrich's son got the number. Yep.
Yeah, but where'd he get it from?
Yep.
All right, I understand there's going to be some kind of investigation on that anyway.
Yeah, no, he needs to get punished. And
not only that needs to be.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, it could cost Atlanta a draft pick or a fine.
No, you can't really punish. You can't punish the whole team.
No, but you get. I mean, yeah, but we're gonna do it with the father. Let the kid get away with it. Yeah. If he gets away with it,
you know what?
You can do it. You can break on pro.
No, Michael, that's what I'm saying. If I'm a judge and it gets to court, you're going to pay about $500,000. You know what, guys? I need $500,000 given to the Sanders family. That's way out of line, and you ought to keep your kid in line.
I think the 49ers did good in the draft. But if you look at the draft, the 49ers did good, man. I mean, they did good. I mean, pick the defense first. That's the key. I think Salad did a lot of the couple of drafts. I think the Thursday and Friday draft, I think Salad did all the picking.
I think
and
he did. I think he did all picking.
Kyle
Period.
up in the closet.
Yeah, him and Lynch.
Yeah, I think Kyle was tied up in a chair in the closet. They tied Kyle up in the closet. You don't see him.
Kyle knew to stay. He stayed in his place. You know, he still went and got him a running back and a wide receiver. Yeah.
They got two receivers, Ronbo. They got two receivers in the draft. They got a guy from Montana. And then they picked up a running back from Cincinnati in the free agent market. After the draft.
Well, they picked up a kicker in the free agent market.
So don't bother him.
Yeah,
Kyle,
they picked up a kicker. Yep.
Kyle wants options.
Kicker and a quarterback.
Hey, we do a good job with free agent running backs, so I'm not mad at that. I just don't want to. I don't want to see a third-round pick this year with a running back.
They said the Cincinnati running back that we picked up a free agent is really good. So we got to watch that Cincinnati free agent guy we picked up.
Yeah.
You look at the free agent, on UDFA. Now the kicker, I was surprised we didn't pick up. Patriots got the guy that we wanted.
Who?
The Baltimore, they got a kicker because their kicker is going to go bye-bye. He's going adios. The kicker from Baltimore is gone. Yeah, the investigation is gone. The kicker from Baltimore.
Mike, we got two veterans coming in to compete. We don't need any more. I don't need any rookies coming in because they could be worse.
Maybe I should try out, see if I can still kick. And never know.
Mike, here you go.
Hey, Ronbo tryout kickers. You got to have everybody in the Ronbo chat.
No, because the pace is going to be short. If Jake's messing up in camp, which I can't imagine him doing that, Jake's not going to be given the opportunity to mess up in the regular season. No, I think we shouldn't worry about that.
49er Brian, he kick. 49er Brian kick. He can kick some balls. He's probably used to it. We get Tony right out there. Ronbo will get you out there. You can probably kick some balls.
Jake's not going to embarrass me. I cannot kick.
No, that's all right. Whoever's good at soccer, there's got to be somebody that's good at soccer that can kick from the UK and all that.
Mexico. I already told everybody, if I'm going to get a kicker, I'm going to Mexico. Yeah, where some of the better soccer players on the planet play and ask if he wants to play in the NFL. You know what? Stop fooling around with these guys in the draft. They can't kick. Hey, Mike, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, good.
I'll see you at the end of the week, okay?
Well, and I say congratulations to the Eagles. Good draft, Eagles. You did a good draft. And I give the 49ers, I give them an A. Give them an A+. They look good. The draft was good for them. A+.
All right.
Good job.
Mike. Good stuff. Good to hear you're all right, too. I was worried about you. All right, fam. See you this weekend.
Yeah, thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. And what did somebody just put down in the chat that Ulbrich probably left his memo out and he didn't know his child was a little out of control. That's why he picked it up. Can you imagine? That takes a lot of nerve. Shedeur, yeah, this is blah, blah, blah from the Minnesota Vikings. Listen, I think you're a great football player, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to pick you up in the next round. Can you imagine? And there's Shedeur getting all crazy on the phone. That's just so low down. Hey, Lorenzo!
What the hell's going on, Ronbo?
Lorenzo, man, we're looking at the draft, combing over it. It's a little early to be doing that anyway. What we should do is wait until about time to start to cut people and start telling people who should be getting cut. But 49ers don't usually cut any of their draft picks, so we'll see what happens. But what'd you think about that draft?
Yeah. I'm excited. I was like looking at that first round pick, for opposite of Nick Bosa.
Mikhail.
Fucking guy's big, He's big. That's a big man right there.
Yeah. He's only 20 years old.
I'm like, man, he's got like a lot of room for growth. I started thinking about, remember that guy opposite Alden, was it Ahmad Brooks?
Oh, yeah.
He was like that.
Always frowned up and pissed off looking.
Nobody ran around that. Yeah, nobody ran around that guy.
I love Ahmad Brooks.
He was like about that size.
Made me laugh.
Remember, he's like about 275 or something. Yeah, this guy's
Brooks
big.
Is big and mean.
Yeah.
But we had some edges.
Right on. We got
didn't we?
Like that.
God, we were tough.
Yeah, because we had just little guys on that side, like 240, like what the hell was that? Leonard Floyd, 235 or something.
Yeah. I mean, you think Justin Smith, Alden Smith, Ahmad Brooks.
Yeah.
Who was next to him? Oh my God, they were good. Who was a center? Yeah, well, that was it. We had the Smith brothers, and a mod. And a 3. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those linemen they got. Yeah, because that's like both of those guys and that Alfred Collins from Texas was 6'6".
Another huge dude.
Like long arms. Another huge guy.
And heavy.
So I'm thinking that because I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, "This is mad. Look at the ceiling up there." I said, "Whoever's our opposing quarterback's going to have to throw like that 6'6". With like a 34-inch arms and shit. I mean,
tentacles.
That's like 8 foot. You know, it's like 8 foot right standing. And then they jump. They both, I think, got like a 30-something inch leap. You know, vertical.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at that wingspan plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna have to be. You better throw it over 10 feet. You know, in the air.
Like Isaac Saponga.
I was thinking about that. I mean, that's some big dudes, man.
Oh, yeah. You didn't mention C.J. West yet. There's another battering ram. I mean,
right there.
Oh, gosh. Let's see if you could run on the 49ers now. This is gonna be
I saw them guys, don't you? Shit, every one of those guys is fast, too. Them big guys. All their splits are like under 2 seconds, a 10-second split.
Hey, 49ers did their homework, Rizzo. They knew what they were going after.
Yeah. I mean, that's like 900 pounds just on one side without Nick. You know, you got to run against.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people still are. There is a consensus where people are saying there were better picks, but there's always going to be better picks. So there's some people looking at their picks and other teams saying the 49ers picked up whoever, and that was a better pick. So there's never going to be an agreement on that.
Yeah. It depends on the coaches, you know. Shit, like last year's Super Bowl, as soon as I saw Spangio in the booth, I was like, shit, they're dead. They're done. Kansas is done. You just tied up that like a constrictor on them, you know. Yeah,
we could have got Fangio, but the 49ers, I don't think Shanahan loves the 4-3.
I think Saleh do all right. Do all right. If those are his picks, he knows what he's going to do with them. Yeah, that little,
Yeah,
a little short guy. They're all. Every one of them is fast.
You see, that's the thing. If you're gonna do the wide 9, you need quick.
Yeah, every one of these guys is fast.
Mm-hmm. In fact, that's true. Upton, Nick, bullets.
Yeah.
Alfred Collins,
Yeah.
Big but athletic.
That safety they picked up, Marquez Siegel,
yeah.
He's like a 4-3 guy. Yeah, he's like a 4-3 guy. Too.
Speed. They have a plan. This is the thing people need to wait a minute before you decide this guy would have been better, this guy would have been better, this guy would have been better. The 49ers have a plan. I think they may have gotten every guy they wanted. I thought maybe if they didn't get one guy got taken too soon and they had to fall back on plan B, but maybe not. They got these guys on purpose.
They probably pick up a free agent offensive lineman, I would think, you know, but they picked up some guys on on the undrafted too, you know. Those guys picked up some guys.
You know anything about those guys?
And they were looking for speed. There's a few I think that I heard. I don't really watch college, but I just once I've seen their pick, then I kind of research them a little bit. But they all look pretty good. But hey,
Drew Moss.
They always say,
is an offensive lineman.
Yeah, they could be something special.
Yeah, you just don't know until you see them. I mean,
yeah. Well, the coaching is most of it too, you know. Coaching, so we'll see. You know, we've got a good chance to anybody, you know. Mm-hmm. I like it though. I like that draft. That's a lot of beef right there. None of those guys are fat either, you know.
But see, Alfred Collins is huge. He weighs nearly 300 pounds. There's no fat on that guy.
Yeah, you know, and it's not like he's got a star. We got some good guys from last year, you know.
Yeah, true. So a defensive line, we actually don't.
Yeah.
Well, I still like Gross Matos. One of my favorite guys on the team.
And
you just keep him on the field.
And then other kids, So we've got a few. They sound like, you know, they're good. We're just like, man, think about that rotation, though. Coming at you like that. All that beef coming at you every play, man.
Yes,
God damn.
Yeah. We
But
keep
they
on
picked up
Khalil
some-
Davis.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet Khalil Davis. We still got Khalil Davis. Can you imagine? Khalil Davis was looking good to me last year. You C.J. West and Khalil Davis going back and forth. I don't want either one of them to get tired. Let them keep resting all game long. Just tag teaming on every offense we play. Offensive linemen have to stay on the field all day. Oh God, yes.
I'm excited for this draft class. We'll see, you know. Imagine just like half of them got to make it.
Yeah.
Just
Pretty much
five
all
of
those
them.
picks are probably going to make it. Maybe one or two may get covered. For the most part, I think all of them are going to make it. So,
I think probably 6 of these guys, and they'd be undrafted somewhere, you know.
yeah, we got
I think they
Cam
did
Fodder
pretty
coming
good.
in.
They don't take more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year was just a disaster. Too many fucking injuries, you know. Too much bullshit. You know what I mean?
That's
I mean,
every
just-
time we go down, it's because of that. Everybody got hurt. This is the year, though.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not. We do it every other year, it seems. So let's see what happens this year. We should be healthy this year.
I'm excited for these guys. Hell yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna Super Bowl or bust again, you know, until proven otherwise.
There you go.
You know.
All right, we're gonna go, Lorenzo. I'm telling you what. I'm gonna see you
All right,
late in the week.
Have a good night.
You too, fam. Night, Lorenzo.
Bang, bang. Night. Bye.
There he goes. Wait, there he is. We've been talking about him. The spirit of Phil has been reached. He's back. It's still Phil. Phil, I was worried about you. You never go months without calling.
Why?
Well, because you never
I
go
took a
months without
hiatus.
calling. I knew you were pissed off though about the season last year that turned to doo-doo around week 5 or 6.
And you get that result. Well, what do you expect?
I know.
I
God,
think we all pissed off.
I really was. I just kept thinking they were going to get better. They did not.
But here
know?
we are, back again.
I know, right? Phil, what do you think about that draft?
You know what? I thought the first 3 picks were great.
I think most people did.
Collins is going to be good. The kid from Texas,
I think so too.
he's going to be better. I think he's going to be like Defoe.
Yeah,
I think he's going to dominate.
That's
inside.
right. He's 6'6". Right, I forgot about that. He is Defoe.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that-
going to block passes. He's going to block passes. He's going to interfere. He's going to be in the backfield for run game.
Because Chris Kiswork is going to make him
And
that way?
CJ
I
West.
know.
It reminds me of DJ Jones. And we get those 2 guys in the middle.
Yeah.
We're going to be
Exciting.
See, the way the Niners want to have it is they want to have a strong defensive tackle presence to stop the run,
Yes.
and then you want your linebackers to be really fast, like Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw.
And now Nick
But
Martin.
now we got this other kid who's going to be he's just as fast.
Nick may be
So they
faster than Dre,
drafted,
from what I understand.
yeah. He just needs a little bit more weight. And an NFL weight room is going to do that to you.
You know, I was going to say, he's going to get that grown man strength and diet and working out. Yeah, that'll change.
You know, all these kids are like 20 years old now.
I know, right? They're still
When they get
children's
a
bodies.
year under
get
their
big.
belt, they're going to be, yeah. But you know, it's almost deja vu with Greenlaw blowing his.
Oh, I felt so
groin
bad
out.
for him. And we read that this early, right away.
They say he's going to be out at least 6 months.
Oh.
So I'm glad that he didn't sign with the Niners because we couldn't have, you know, we wouldn't have drafted a replacement for him.
Now, see, there's a good
So-
thing. That's true.
You know,
Because we would
I tell
have
you
been
what,
fine with D
look at the
winners.
draft.
Yeah, I'm glad yeah.
You look at the draft, and we drafted for need. Every one of those players are going to make the team, except for the quarterback. What's
think
going to
Rourke's not
happen
gonna
with
make
the
it?
quarterback
What's
is
gonna happen?
he had ACL surgery.
Rourke had
They're going to
ACL.
redshirt him.
Oh.
Well, he was playing under an ACL tear the whole season.
Oh.
And he threw 30 touchdowns and had a remarkable season, but
Whoa.
he had surgery after this college season.
Whoa.
He's not going to be ready at the beginning of the year. They're going to put him on IR. Therefore, they keep results for ownership of him for 4 more years after this year.
But you know, Mac Jones is probably
So-
leaving next year. So Rourke comes in and he'll be
Yeah, so
yeah.
he's going to spend. This kid's going to spend a year in the room, and he, you know, learning the offense.
He's not going to be able to practice with the team, but he's going to learn the offense, and then he's going to come in after a year, and we still have 4 years of ownership of him. So the Niners did that on purpose.
They're planning, aren't they?
So they're going to have the 3 quarterbacks that they have now under contract.
Mordecai.
Mac Jones and Tyler Mordecai.
Yeah.
That's the 3rd quarterback.
We got to keep Mordecai just for his
going to
name.
sit in the room and learn.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah.
Which is great for a quarterback.
Yeah. He's 25. How old is Brock? Brock's only 25, isn't he?
Yeah, Brock's going to be here for another 10 years.
I just want to, because I'm saying, Rourke, we just drafted a guy that's older than Brock Purdy. He's got a lot of seasoning, though, which is a good thing.
and you got your wide receiver who can take the cap off.
Yeah. If Kyle will play.
And you've always wanted that, Ronbo.
I have.
You've been begging for that for about 10 years now.
Crying about it for a long time. God. But then Kyle's going to let him play.
Get the ball to him.
Yes.
You know, and Kyle's been chasing those guys, Danny Gray and some of those other guys that he's been drafting, but he never got one that could catch the ball. This kid has great hands.
Yeah, and I read that as they were going down, he used his hands. Kyle's got to he's going to make him block, though. You know what Kyle is? He has a policy. If you can't block, you can't play.
I think in this case, he would rather have the speedster go deep.
Right? I don't need him to block Kyle. I need him to get downfield and take the cap off the defense.
You need to get release off the press, and if you can get past the corner, there you go, Brock. He's wide open.
No, he's explosive from what I can see. You're not going to be able to stop him. You can get fouled. I mean, he can get a flag, but you're not going to be able to. So you got 5 yards to stop him. You're not going to get that done. And if you hit him, you get the flag. So, yeah, I think he'll be fine. Provided Kyle
and this
lets him
running
play.
back out of Oregon,
yeah,
he's like what's his name?
You're not going to say CMC, are you?
Huh?
Were you going to say CMC?
No, he's not like CMC. He's more like our Hall of Fame running back.
Are you talking about Frank Gore?
Frank Ward. Frank Gore. He runs like Frank Gore.
Oh, really? 2 inches off the ground? And
yes.
Frank Gore, that's a low.
Frank Gore
Frank can get really low.
He's the guy that picks the hole and then explodes in the hole. And he's not going to break you a 100-yard run,
but
he's going to give you 10, 15 yards of carry.
Yeah.
Frank Gore is the reason why we picked him up. That's why.
Yeah.
They even said Frank Gore had a hand in that.
Really?
So,
I love it.
No, this guy also in the red
Jordan
zone
James
was the #1 running back in college football.
Whoa.
So he's good inside the 20 to get touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, but CMC out there. Phil, we got to go, though. Phil, good to hear you from again. Now that you're happy with the team again, we're going to hear from you more often, I suspect, since you were all pissed off.
Yeah.
Phil, I'll be back later on in the
All
week.
right, Rob.
Looking for you. Good to hear from you again.
Yeah. No, I think things are promising. You know what I think the Niners are betting on? Their schedule is really weak.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
About that. Yeah. All right.
Look at the schedule.
I can't
and
wait.
then they
Coming out,
come
man.
back
We
in
got
a
to
few
go.
weeks and say, hey, Phil, look, I'm looking at that. They're all bad. We have a
All right.
last place schedule.
Phil,
All right, Ronbo.
we got to say goodnight. I'll see you this week. Okay. Night, Phil.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
Looking forward. Yo, Steven.
Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. And again, you're rolling down the road. You guys just should pick up a pizza. It's
No,
good.
we went to go drop off room at his grandparents, man. Hey, I have been waiting for this call. I got a hold of my boy who works for the Niners.
Wait, Steven. Steven, we got a Steven, you may have to do the pullover thing again. We got a really bad connection.
How about now? Better?
Well, that's it. That's what we want. That's what we want. Go ahead. We're listening.
All right. Okay, so
I was chatting up with him the night before, and I asked him, I said, hey, bro, I was like, what's going on with this draft, man? Tell me. What? He was like, this is a complete Robert Saleh and John Lynch draft. He goes, trust the process. He goes, because what's happening is he's going to take everything he took experimenting at the Jets headquarters and what we did in 2019 and mix it together. It's going to be a completely different defense all around. That's why we got so many aggressive players. That's why a lot of the linebackers aren't really your usual linebackers or like the safeties. They're more strong safeties instead of just regular free safeties. We're looking at a very aggressive, high-powered defense, never seen before. Not only that, but I asked him, I said, I was like, hey, so what do you think about that running back? You know, Jordan James. He goes, check it, bro. He was like, the reason why we picked him up is because Frankie G said, hey, I like him. He's really good. This is who I would suggest getting. And they didn't even second guess him. Originally, it was going to be Cam Scatterbo, but the problem is that the Giants picked him up a lot faster.
Yeah, I know. Scatterbo got picked up. Yeah. I bet we all had the same side at the same time. Scatterbo, did you see what they compared Scatterbo to? What's that game that little old ladies play down at the center where you drop the ball at the top and it's just bumping all the way down to the bottom until it gets to the money. That is Scatterbo. You can hit him, but that's all you get. He's still going to be moving, and you're just going to be laying in the dirt. Yeah. You know what, though? That wouldn't last. He'd get hurt.
Here's the thing, too, Ronbo. Here's the thing, too. Scatterbo, he's basically another McCaffrey or another Saquon. The fact that he's going to the Giants is kind of hilarious because the Giants organization is a joke of an organization.
And I feel
next
bad
to
for
the
him.
Browns.
Yeah.
But you know, what it blows my mind is the fact that they're gonna have they're basically catching lightning in a bottle and not even realizing it.
The Giants? Yeah, they probably won't.
I don't think they really realize it. They're like, you know, lightning strikes again. You lose Saquon Barkley, wins the Super Bowl ring, but now you picked up Cam Scatterbo, and if he stays healthy, Ronbo, and he balls out, oh man, something. Whoever is their scout for running backs needs to get picked up by a better organization, or they're gonna have to dump all their money towards him. But
Plinko.
Yeah, man, no,
Thanks,
I
was worse
looking
nightmare. Plinko game. Yeah, I was trying to think of that game. The Plinko, where you drop the ball at the top.
Yeah, Plinko.
And I enjoyed that so much.
That's him. But you know what? We have Jordan James, man. I'll be real. He is our baby Marshawn Lynch meets Frank Gore. We need a smash mouth running back. Isaac Guerrero is great, but I guarantee you, if he tries to stuff the hole, it's not going to work out right. I can already see it. Elijah Mitchell, that we saw what happened there. That's it, you know.
Too
but
bad,
this guy
too,
might
he
be
was
something
really good.
That's Jordan James is going to be our second coming of beast mode or Frank Gore, one of the two, and I'm excited to see it, man. I'm excited to see it. Now that quarterback we drafted,
Rourke,
torn ACL, but they said that he was supposed to be a top 5 pick had he had not torn his ACL.
30 TDs.
He is 6'6", Ronbo. If I'm not mistaken, he's 6'6".
I guess
that is a monster for a quarterback.
I guess you can see over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
God.
God. I mean, really, 6'6". That dude's huge.
Yeah.
But not only that, man, but if for whatever reason, I think the reason why they drafted Rourke too, just in case if I don't know who else we picked up during free agency besides Mac Jones, but if Terry Mordecai doesn't work out and Mac Jones doesn't work out, then at least we got Rourke.
Rourke's gonna have to redshirt though. He got injured toward the end of the last season, so he'll be out a year. So yeah, we got Mordecai. It's gonna be Mordecai, Jones, and Purdy this year, and Jones is probably gonna leave next year. He's restarting his career with the San Francisco 49ers, of course, and then he'll leave. So then it'll be Rourke. He's probably gonna beat out Mordecai and Purdy.
I hope not, man. Don't get me wrong, I really like Mordecai. I really see a lot of potential in him. He's kind of like Nick Mullins to me, where, you know, you could see the potential in Nick Mullins, but he just needs to be molded correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you do is you go ahead and get him some exposure out there and use him as a trade piece, if nothing else.
But check this out too, Rev. You know who's still on the team, and I'm surprised?
Who?
T.O.'s son.
No, I'm not surprised at that because they liked him toward the end of the last season. Well, he may get beat out, but for now, I got no problem with him being on the team.
Well, if he gets beat out, then he goes to the practice squad. But if he doesn't get beat out, then I can see him on special teams doing returns or blocking. That's what I noticed with some of the wide receivers that we did pick up and the undrafted free agency in the last leg of the round, last leg of the draft, is that most of these players are going to be special teams because that's the one thing. That was another thing my boy was telling me. He goes, the offensive weapons, with the exception of the quarterback and the guard that we picked up, a lot of it is for special teams because they don't want another year of what special teams did last year again this year because it was laughable. My son couldn't run through special teams.
Oh,
my son could catch a touchdown through that special teams, man. It was a joke.
Yeah.
But
we're going to stop.
We're looking at something crazy.
We're going to bookmark that for me, Steven, because I definitely want to hear it. Let's get back to you this weekend, okay?
All right, Ronbo, I'll talk to you this weekend.
Appreciate your fam.
Sorry, man. It's crazy. Get ready for this. Season's going to be crazy.
I think so. All right, Steven. Night, fam.
All right, good night, Ronbo. You take care.
You too. Yo, Brian. Brian, the law. Brian's making an arrest. He's got to cuff him, put him in the car, make him sit there and wait till he comes back to the phone. Brian? Hey, yo, E.
Ronbo, what's good with you?
Hey, man, we're just sitting here looking at our picks and trying to figure out what's up and what happened, and getting several different assessments. In fact, we got a lot of different opinions tonight about how this team is being formed. From having missed, they had another pick. Papa Dragon came in and said there were a lot of better picks elsewhere. But I think we can almost say that every year. And then others said there was other picks that we may have gotten the player 2 picks before us. They may have had their eye on this player, but he didn't make it, and so they picked this player. But I think every big board in the NFL was set up the same way. You've always got to have your options. You got to have 3 or 4 options on every player. E, are you thinking, though, are you satisfied with what the 49ers got? You could have got better. That's easy to say anyway. No matter what, you could have done better. But did you do good? What do you think?
I think we did good. I think you can do better and worse.
Yeah, and then there's worse, too. That's true.
So, right now, like I said, I think he said 3, but I think our first 4 picks is good, great, or, I don't want to say it like that, but solid picks.
Because you're saying Alfred Collins. No, I'm sorry. It's Michael, Alfred, Nick, and Upton Stout. You said the first 5. How do you feel about C.J. West, fam? How you not going to like C.J. West?
West?
Yeah.
No, West is before Stout, ain't he?
No, West is after Stout, exactly after. Upton Stout came in round 3. Big C.J. came in round 4, 113.
All right, after C.J. I like everything before C.J.
Right.
I think the other 2 is even though I like the goal line running back, I think they're question marks.
Jordan James,
the wide receiver.
Oregon.
Yeah, he looked good. Like in the red zone, that's what we need.
Yes, indeed.
So somehow somebody really set everybody down, I guess from last year, and they did good. They said, we going to do better. And they have done better this time, I think, so far.
Yeah,
and
youngsters with lots of speed. There's a whole new way of thinking. They've all got a lot of experience since they all were together. Robert Saleh was with us in the first 2-3 seasons, and then D'Amico took over. They've learned a lot. Robert's learned a lot.
Yeah.
John Lynch has learned a lot. Yeah, so we might be into something seriously good this time.
And they saying the wide receiver's not that bad. He just was injured or he had some problems. Now, they say he ain't bad. They said he's good, actually.
Wide receiver. Oh, Jordan Watkins. They picked him up in the 4th round. You're right.
No, not him. The unrestricted free agent.
Oh, Junior Bergen?
Think so, yeah. The first one off the first one they picked up, I think, right after. free agents. I don't know why they picked up Watkins.
Okay, you're looking at Isaiah Nair? Wait a minute, you're not looking at the UDFAs.
There you go. There you go, Isaiah.
Okay.
Yeah, they saying he is something different.
Why?
And he just had some problems.
Off the field, injuries.
Don't get me the lying. They said problems. I don't know.
You can't be a bad citizen to play for the 49ers, though. But I'm not, because I hate. You remember the times with Harbaugh? It said that Trent Baalke is down at the police precinct in Santa Clara. Further details later that we don't know the details of it. And then you say, "Oh hell no!" And they went. I remember Alden Smith and Cap got into it about that lady. I said, "Man, come on, man, Cap, why you want to do this?" I was mad at Cap because you knew that was this lady, man. Why you want to do that? You start getting into the situation with him. Why would you do that, Cap? I was mad as hell.
Yo, these locker rooms and these alpha males are alpha males. And these women is just the worst.
Right? Because what is she doing? Come on now.
Yeah, kissing up, or glazing. But, like I said, I think Cal did something. I don't want to say this. I don't want to go bad because I listen to our shows every day, like our shows. Yeah. And I said, I don't like talking like this about my 49ers. It's just the first 4 or 5 picks seem different than the next 4 or 5 picks, meaning I think it is a little remember how Jed York said, Salah's in the room now on his tweets?
Did he?
There's something going on.
And he was, too. Jed was in the room. Salah was in the room. Yeah. Of course, Kyle and John. And they was giving each other 5. They was celebrating every pick.
Something's going on there. I even think Kyle's hitting that bottle, but something's going on.
Why would you say that?
I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to say that out loud, but because I'm looking at his demeanors when he in his press conferences.
He is sitting quietly. He's not saying anything.
I'm from the hood. I have family. I have uncles, aunts. All that stuff was, was hitting the bottle. But it's something going on. Like,
look, Kyle's been redesignated. His business card has been changed. He's not going to be making all the saying yay and nay on everything. He's not the president. So he's got to sit back and do his job and do his job only. He's not running the entire FO like he was, because he was making all the decisions, whether he accepted or not. And so the 49ers went out without him this time. So
now he's making
he's still got offensive players.
To see, he's making undecisions to see what decisions they're going to make. And I think he wants them. I don't know. It seems weird.
Don't overthink
when I look at him, it look weird.
Yeah. He'll be okay. He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
He's lost 2 Super Bowls. Fam, we got to go, though, fam, because we're running late. I'll see you this weekend. All right?
Yes, sir. Like, comment, subscribe. Ronbo Sports. Time to go to sleep. Be good. Niner Nation.
It is. Empire.
Let's go. Empire. 9 Empire. I'm sorry, sir.
It's okay. We'll let it pass.
Let's go.
Night, fam. Hey, yo, Brian. Right. Brian. As far as Kyle's concerned, though, this is better for him. I think he was stressing out. Kyle looks weathered and beat up. He's not that old. Kyle looks really worn out. So this is the way he's got less responsibility, just focus on the team. Hey, yo, Eric. Focus on the offense. That's a job in itself. Eric.
How you doing?
Doing all right. We're looking at this draft and wondering what we've got here. And then we're giving, and you know what we're doing, Eric? We're making ourselves feel good because we figure they know our guys know what they're doing. Eric, we got a lot of speed, though. So look out, Eric. Look out. Here we come.
Yep.
Eric, you guys did some interesting things. How you feeling about your draft?
I'm feeling pretty good about it, actually. Got Bill Rose in the later round. That's
Which
good.
blew my mind. Eric, why did you guys do that to Shedeur?
I don't know.
That you thought about it for a second, it's even more fun.
But I will say, the way that he was pranked was just unacceptable.
Oh, that was wrong on so many levels. That was just evil. Why? You have nothing to do.
Because you got somebody that's getting pumped up, he's excited, family's getting wild up, and then they find out
It's
it's
a
a load of nothing.
It's a prank. Albrecht's going to get, the bad thing about it, I didn't know, he went and confessed up. The worst thing he could do for him. Now, can you imagine, you're Albrecht, here you go walk into a restaurant or something like that, and there's football fans there. Hey, you're that Albrecht guy, aren't you? No. I mean, if I'm him, that's what I'm saying, because...
No, not that guy.
Yeah, a lot of guys are going to really be pissed off about that. That's not funny. What are you doing? And then maybe some people accept it and probably promote it. But there's going to be those that think that sucks. God.
Yep.
Well,
I tell you, you guys seem to have some pretty good picks. You guys got a quarterback, didn't you?
Yeah, Rourke. We got him in round 7. He's a mature quarterback, and it's like I always wondered. Some guys go to college and into their mid 20s. I'm always amused, dude. Are you having problems graduating, or are you really staying eligible? Well, I just redshirted for 3 years, and I got still eligibility. But yeah, how about graduation? I'm always amused by guys who graduate at 26. I didn't even know if he graduated. They didn't say he was a senior, did they? I don't know. But we got Rourke. And he's well seasoned, which is a good thing for a quarterback, actually.
And I must admit, yesterday, during the draft, when, in the later rounds, you guys, Dan Quinn was on the clock, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's been some trouble with Brock Purdy's contract, and maybe this is the time.
Yeah.
And every single time I thought that maybe something was going to happen, it was a completely different draft pick.
When you say something happened, were you thinking that Brock Purdy might be for sale that night?
No, I was thinking maybe Shedeur was coming.
Oh, to San Francisco? I would have bet everything I've got that there was no chance of that. Shedeur burnt some bridges with a lot of GMs. I don't know what he did or said, but a lot of people were rubbed the wrong way. I just felt sorry for him. He's just a kid that doesn't know better.
He definitely said something.
Well, coaches felt uncomfortable around him. From the report said that it was as if he was coming in to let you know what you have to do, not I'm here to learn. And I think if you're a coach,
that could be with
you don't want to do that. Shedeur, humble up, man. It's okay. God. So now, he'll be okay. He's learned some lessons. I hope these are some life lessons he's learned. Listen, Shedeur, you're not your dad, okay? You cannot run around here masquerading as a badass. That worked for Dion. But fortunately for him, it did, because Dion came in a lot like you're doing now, and he proved every last word. A lot of GMs aren't going to think that's cool. So, yeah. I hope he gets a chance, so I feel sorry for him because he didn't know any better. I suspect he didn't know any better because he didn't want to sit there and wait for day 5, of the 5th round. So, he's got to come in, be pliable, let coaches show you, don't know everything. I got a feeling he might be one of those guys. And learn, sit down behind a veteran, which would be good. If he could go into an organization that's got a good Shedeur's going to Cleveland. There's 14 quarterbacks over there. Shedeur's like one of many, many, many quarterbacks, Eric. Oh, my God. He's just got to go over there and make the team first. God. They got another young quarterback over there thought he had it made. And they got Flacco. Watson's not in the equation. It seems there's another one, too. But, yeah, a mess. So we're going to find out.
Yeah.
But all right, Eric. I'll see you at the end of the week. All right. Good night, Eric.
Have a good night, buddy.
You too. Hey, yo, Jeremy.
Hey,
Jeremy.
I think the draft was great.
You know, it looks good.
We got Williams. He's a run stopper. He's big. He's only 20.
I know.
So they're going to put him in the gym.
Yeah.
Work him out.
Yeah.
They're going to put out even another 20 more pounds.
Maybe. He's only 20. He could do it.
Yeah. That big of a guy, 280 ain't too big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's 6'5". I mean, come on.
Yeah, 75 to 85, anywhere in that area. Yeah.
Then you got D lineman, that defensive lineman.
Out of Texas, Alfred Collins, a giant, rock solid.
That guy is used too.
He's going to be over 300 pounds in about a few weeks, too. He's 297.
Put him in the gym, work him out. Heck, they ain't going to be able to run nowhere. That makes the blitz easier.
Oh, God, yes.
Because you don't have to worry about him running. It'll be third down and long every down. We got a steal on a linebacker. Because he was injured. That was a steal.
How do you feel about quarterback?
We got another good defensive lineman.
Oh, CJ.
So that's three good defensive linemen.
Everybody can't wait to see him.
We got a good linebacker.
Yeah.
We did all right.
Yeah.
We got our defense set now. We pretty much already had an offense lost and everybody gets injured again.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Worries me to death. Oh, please, not again.
We had last place defense last year pretty much. This year we'll have good defense. We got a good coach finally again. I mean, heck, look what he did with the Jets. The Jets didn't have nobody.
They didn't have any offense. You had to fight hard.
They had a good defense.
Yeah.
They didn't have no offense because he's not offensive coach.
Yeah.
I mean.
And Aaron Rodgers was over there, and Zach Wilson, one of the worst picks of all time.
Yeah.
Number 2 and can't play in the NFL. How scary is that?
Yeah. So I look at it. We're going to stop the run. Watch him make third down and long. Then we'll have Nick Bosa just clean it up.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy, if the 49ers offensively, if we burn the clock up on you on the offense and you don't get a lot of ball, the 49ers will kill you then. Because that means the defense is clicking. And they're not going to give up more than 49ers when the defense is hot, somewhere between 14 to 17 points. That would be it. And going into the fourth quarter, it could be less. And the 49ers will give up a garbage point. But that's the 49ers at their best when they're playing that kind of football.
Yeah. And I think them days are back. Because the main thing was we couldn't stop the run.
No.
Now we're going to be able to stop the run. You ain't going to be able to get by them big brutes.
No. And I was wrong.
Like that one guy was saying, that guy's got an arm reach. 34 inches. All you got to do is stick his arm up.
You know about Collins?
He's going to block the pass.
Yeah, you're talking about Collins.
Williams, he just stick his arm up,
both
times. Hey, you can't throw over here.
I made a mistake,
those guys,
too.
what, 6'5", 2?
6'6".
Stick his arm up.
And I might have it too light.
Pass gets that.
Yeah, all he's got to do is jump. William Roberts says thought he weighed about 315. If he's over 300 pounds, I gotta go.
Actually, I think he's like 325 or something. Yeah, he's huge.
God.
Yeah, he's huge.
That's not a fat man either.
The other one's
no
like
jiggling on that body.
The other one's like 270. I mean, come on, these guys are huge.
Yeah. and athletic. So you know what? The 49ers, we're going to see a difference in that defensive front a lot. Nick's going to be the small man out there.
Yeah. And you know what Williams said? I watched an interview with Williams, and they said the heck what the coach says. I think Coach Einstein, but he goes, I want to learn how to move my hands like Nick Bosa. That's who I'm going to try to learn from.
Yeah. Who's that said that?
Get that hand movement going.
Oh, that was Michael Williams. Yeah, he can't wait to learn from Nick Bosa. Yeah. Get a big man like that with hands.
I mean, you got those big old arms, and you want to learn how to throw them around from Nick Bosa? Imagine that. My God, he gonna get them all tangled up and twisted around and just throw them down the ground and go on.
Nick's got some of the best swim moves and some of the moves he's got. Nick's got about 3 moves he resorts to all the time. But if you're an offensive lineman, you're not going to keep him out unless you're really good. Every now and then he runs into him, but not often.
Yeah. And now Nick Bosa ain't going to get double team every down.
He better not. Wait a minute. I hope he does, though.
You got them other 2 guys, big old guys over there, too.
You get a double team Nick?
So
okay, go ahead.
They can't all go against Nick Bosa now. I got them other 2 big guys worried about pushing them around.
Indeed, it's going to look like 2019, Jeremy.
I think it's going to be, then we got the speed. They didn't get the flashy, gory players. They got what they needed and what they wanted. Exactly. And that's what you got to do. You got to get what you need and what you want.
You got to get that glove that fits.
Flash.
Yes, indeed.
That flash in the pan don't never work.
Every now and then, but not often enough.
What works?
Yeah, get guys that fit the program. Hey, Jeremy, it's good hearing from you again, man. We have not heard from you in a long time. We got to go. But I'll see you at the end of the week. All right.
All right. See you next. When you gonna be back? Friday.
Back Friday. Yeah.
All right. Give me a 49ers shout.
Oh yeah. Wait. Let me. Feel better now, Jeremy. Jeremy!
See you later, Ronbo. I love you.
Looking forward to it. Love you back, fam.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, man, I'll tell you what. A lot could be said about the draft. Every year, the critics come out and beat the draft up, and those like myself maybe overlove it. And then there's Tony. Tony, get on in there, man. Give us your assessment, which is always fun, and usually not like everybody else.
Ronbo, the first round pick, there was a little bit of
reach,
kick back on him, but he's young. He's also got a wrestling background, he was wrestling at school, and he was wrestling dudes.
Is he one of the wrestlers?
Yeah, and he was wrestling dudes that were above his weight class, so and he made it to the state finals. So anyone that's got a wrestling background is going to help him in the trenches. Let's put it that way. So, but the other thing is it's Robert Saleh's defense. It's all about speed and getting to the ball first.
Yep.
All gas, no brakes. So. Which tells me if we get anywhere near the playoffs this year, it's going to be off Robert Saleh's back.
Yeah.
Once again, off the back of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether they're going to go and get some veterans for the offensive line, or they're going to promote some of the dudes that they've had on the practice squad for 2 years.
We've been working on for longer than that, some of them. I mean, Nick Zakel's been there. My God, he's been there a long time. He should be better by now, or else he's just dead weight.
Robert Beal Jr., few other dudes.
I don't have enough faith in him, but we'll see. Man,
you never know, Ronbo, how these guys are coming along. I mean, we don't see that part of it. So it's all kept behind closed doors. But
that's true. But Tony, there's guys that come on the field and they're in the game. When Robert was in the field, the only reason I knew he was on the field, hey, that's Robert Beal. That's Robert Beal. But it wasn't. It was after the play was over. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
I don't really wish anything bad.
We'll see what happens on that part. But we've still got to see if Chokerhand can punch it into the end zone. You know what I mean? 'Cause we had problems with that. We had big problems with that.
Tony, you're going to be a big fan of Jordan James out of Oregon that Frank Gore himself endorsed. He'll get, if you want to get that ball, you know how Frank was around the goal line. If he likes Jordan James, who runs 5 inches off the ground, you might like this kid.
Look, I'm not saying that the people we've got on the offense are crap.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're going to drop $50 million on a quarterback, you want to give him some protection, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
plus,
agree.
Chokerhand's ideas of running lanes turn into brick walls when the dude tries to execute them. You know what I mean? Because the offensive line can't push the pocket.
I mean,
they can't open those running lanes.
I know.
You know, so that's the problem. It's not. I don't know what Forrester does. Maybe he invites them all over to his place and says, "Oh, we get into the powder, and that's how I instill, the greatness in them." You know what I mean? False sense of security.
Tony, in fact, that's why if they did do the powder, they'd look a lot different. They'd be a little better. Some of them are a little lethargic, kind of lazy and slow. Because Lawrence.
Yeah, well, they would.
Lawrence Taylor, right? That's why everybody knew back then Lawrence Taylor looked like some kind of new kind of mutant. Oh, well, hell, he's tooted up so bad he was playing out of his mind because I think I saw a drip from his nose a few times. Nobody checked it out. God, LT was scary.
I agree with you. The injection of the amount of youth that we've got now is a good thing, not a bad thing, because it lights a fire under the veterans' assholes and gets them playing back to where they used to be. But I'm thinking to myself, who's going to be running across the middle for Kyle for the short intermediate pass? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be Kittle? Is it going to be McCaffrey? Who's it going to be? Garendo?
Kittle and McCaffrey are the best at that. I don't want to see CMC running across the middle for worry about a big hit. George Kittle can take care of himself, but it's not going to be Debo. Yeah, like it used to be. Tony, that's an excellent question, though. Kyle may take that out of his. I don't know if he's want to take it out of his playbook. That's going to be interesting.
Well, he's going to have to simplify the playbook or change it around a little bit. I mean, we'll see how he goes, Ronbo. I mean, this guy's got problems, and this year he's got to prove a point. Otherwise, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, next year's draft, is going to be crucial as well. And then the Super Bowl window opens up again after that.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
No, I agree. I'm not sure about a Super Bowl this year. Tony, we're out of time for Trent Williams. Williams has got maximum of this year, next year. Now, we didn't address that. I think we're all going to have to be concerned at some point, and probably the biggest fears are going to come right around mid-season as Trent goes down with his annual injury of some kind. Oh, it's frightening.
Yeah, well, it's not just Trent. We've got the center, the right tackle.
Well, Brittle's not good though. So if he's going down, but Trent is, and if he goes down, I don't know what this team's going to do.
Yeah, well, if a number of them go down, what are we going to do?
Pooney can't go down.
No, Pooney definitely can't go down.
Trent.
I mean, he's the only dude that you can rely on that right-hand side.
I don't know who the left guard's going to be. Yeah, we got a lot of question marks on that offensive line. So, at the moment, have you ever seen Eddie Murphy roar or delirious, Ronbo, when he's talking to what's that guy's name? The blind dude, that singer, Stevie Wonder,
and they're driving in the car, and Eddie Murphy goes, "Well, you want to impress me? Take the wheel for a while, motherfucker."
Tony, we're out of time, but I like that. I'm going to tell that joke again.
That's at the stage I am. You know what I mean? I want to see what the hell happens. But I'm looking forward to it. So shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa Dragon, the rest of the crew. Told you Phil will come back when the season comes close to starting. And let's see what happens. There's a lot of keen young kids to want to showcase their talent, so let's see it.
It's going to be fun. All right, Tony. Always a pleasure. See you Friday.
All right, brother. Cheers.
Oh, God. William Hurst, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, man, been the butt of most jokes. Stevie said, listen, I got millions. It doesn't matter. Ellis!
Ronbo.
Ellis. Come on in, man. The
Yeah.
dust is settled. And they're all in the locker room, getting assigned, trying to find living accommodations in the area. Ah, man. Oh, man, here he comes. Rudy. He just doesn't get it. I guess a good ass whooping again will get him to shut the hell up. I love it. Rams traded up 10 spots to get a running back. Hey, Alice, talk to me about this draft, man.
Yeah. Man, it's some ups and some downs, I think overall I'm okay with the I was really glad we got CJ West, that linebacker from Oklahoma State. Is a hitter. The big guy from Texas. I mean, I like the players.
Alfred, yeah.
And Michael, he's a TBD, to be determined as to what he does for us.
You've loosened up a little bit on that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, he looks the part. He looks the part. He's real tall, strong. He's got some speed off of that edge. If he can improve his speed and he can finish for us in the NFL, then good. But a lot of these, going up against certain left tackles, going up against certain offensive lines, they have certain techniques and stunts and different disguises that they can utilize. And it's the technique thing is important, and he didn't seem to have a variety of moves that he can utilize.
He's using
now
his
he can learn them.
Yeah,
he can learn them, but to be able to learn them and develop them to where he uses them once the season starts, and we have yet to, determine if he's going to be able to take on that coaching. It could take him a year for him to really get into that zone, or to be able to retain that information and actually execute it on the field, because that's everything. That's what's going to really say, okay, here we go. But a lot of players we missed out on, and it seems like it happens every year. Like the names that I've been looking at and the players that I've been high on, and a lot of, just fans and everybody has been high on. I mean, we didn't get not one of them motherfuckers.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Not one.
Hey, remember, it's like Papa Dragon pointed out. It's about who fits. The 49ers have been doing that for a long time. Fitting for where they can pick up players that fit. Not necessarily the best player, but guys who they have a plan for.
Man, I mean, the running backs, there's just a lot of guys, except CJ West. That's the name that a lot of
that's a monster
fans and a lot of the podcasters and stuff like that was talking a lot about CJ West. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm really good with that. Now that is the one. When I seen that, I said, okay, now we're rolling. But it's like shit. That's what 3 or 4 picks already. That's the 4th pick already in, I think, or whatever that we got him.
Hey, also,
even
did you know that Alfred Collins is 332 pounds? I've been wrong about his weight. 6'6", 332. That's a monster. That's bigger than either DeForest or Eric Armstead. I didn't realize he was that big. I knew he looked huge, but this is ridiculous. Can't wait to see him in action.
Yeah, yeah. He's gonna definitely produce more than Javon, and he said he mirrors his game after Chris Jones. So if he can get anywhere near to a Chris Jones caliber defensive lineman, we're gonna be having a good time. Him and CJ West are going to wreck. They're going to wreck the middle.
I know.
My God,
that's gonna be funny.
I pity the offenses that have to go up against those two at the same time in the middle. They're not going.
Nick,
they're not doing shit.
And Nick over there on the other side raising hell.
Yeah.
I pity the fool.
Yeah, straight up. And you know, with Michael, it's, you know, he can come in. You know, he's good at you know, in stopping and, you know, neutralizing the run game. You know, that's good. You know what I mean? I guess he'll have to. He'll have to get better at, you know, getting to the quarterback and, you know, getting some sacks and some, you know, some QB pressures and, you know, stuff like that. The kid, Jordan Watkins from Ole Miss. I'm glad we were able to get him. We missed out on Jalen Rose. Guess who got him? The Kansas City motherfucking Chiefs.
Oh, they're always. Is he fast?
They get all the good receivers. They always get the good sneaky receivers. Even during the season, when guys are getting cut, or, you know, when it's, you know, the free agency stuff or whatever, they stay cycling and getting in offensive talent and wide receivers and backs and stuff like that. So I was pissed off about that. But Jordan Watkins had a 5-touchdown, 220 or 30-something yard game against Arkansas, from what I recall. And so he's got a lot of potential. Yeah, 5 touchdowns, 200 and almost 40 yards or 30-something yards in the game. Yeah, I like him. So that was good. I did hear some stuff about him prior to the draft. So I'm not totally just down on everything, but I just want to see it materialize. I want to, you know, if we can get 5 of these guys that we drafted, even if it is between undrafted and drafted, if we can get 5 of these guys to become players that can come right in and be contributing to the team, I'll be okay with that. I don't want to say, oh, we got all of them got to be able to start, or all of them got to be. It's not realistic, you know. So I want to be realistic about it. One thing I noticed is that we only had half of the undrafted free agents that we would usually get in past seasons. So I don't know if that was an availability thing, if you know, if guys were interested or not interested, or maybe not available, or if it was a financial thing, and maybe they were like, shit, we can't get 12, you know, sign 12 unrestricted, you know, undrafted free agents this time around, because it's usually 10 to 12 that we get.
We're going to find out about that, though, aren't we? It's a few weeks, actually. Else we got to stop. I tell you what, I'll be looking for you this weekend, though, and in fact, what you're talking about may be addressed. Who knows? They're going to pick up some more people, though.
Yeah. That kid Jordan James from Oregon, he had no fumbles, I think, in his whole time out in Oregon. I think that was one of the most important things. There was a lot of running backs available, but a lot of them had turnovers. And so, you know, Kyle's, you know, Kyle's not having that. So we'll see what happens with him, though, man. That other back, though, from Cincinnati is a beast. So I like him. But anyway, shout out to fam, man. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like and subscribe. Shout out production. Family.
Appreciate you. All right, fam.
Brian has been Tony. Y'all hit that like, man. Yeah.
Thanks, E. And Mr. Block Eye says, hey, HBD song for me, fam. What's a UDFA, you think? HBD song. HBD. Birthday. When I put these headphones, it's amazing. Things go blank. Happy birthday, of course. Mr. Block Ice. Happy Niners birthday, Mr. B. Because I find a hard way to rhyme that right. All right, Mr. B, you know who you are. Happy Niners birthday, Mr. B. Here's to... let me do the whole line. Here's to Williams, Collins. Sounds like a firm. Williams, Collins, and Martin with 50 sacks alone. Just them. Happy Niner. Nice. You know what? Did I just come up with my own comedy? The law firm of Williams, Collins, and Martin shut down the Rams offense to 45 yards total. Yes! Brian! Well, I can't wait to play the Rams. You know, all that trash he was talking after the season. We swept you guys. You swept us. You escaped us twice. Brian!
Ronbo, what's
Hey, yeah. Brian,
Ronbo, what's happening?
Hey, man, we're just sitting there going over the roster picks and coming up with, there's been a lot of evaluations. We're waiting for yours, Brian. What do you think about that, man?
I think overall, I think we had a pretty good draft. I agree with the B selection. It'd probably been A or A plus if we got a few more picks at the O-line position.
That's still making a lot of people mad. I ain't got no argument for that, man. Because if we bring in the same people and they do the same thing they were doing last year, oh my God.
Ronbo, this is almost like the third year ongoing issue. You know, it's like, you know, and remember when we picked up Pooney, the guard for us.
Who knew?
And he worked out fine. He became a stud.
Did he? And remember they said, well, he's probably not going to start right away. I mean, they were trying to jive us. You don't have anybody else to put in right guard that's better than he is. And then I remember that game with the Jets. Pooney's starting. All right. And he did a good job, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But yes, that's my only that's my only hiccup is we didn't get enough. I say we didn't get enough offensive linemen, you know. And then this is coming on pretty much the eve where you're going to make Brock Purdy your all-time multi-million-dollar quarterback. Going to need protection,
you know. And if you and me was running things, after watching the Super Bowl, the first thing on my mind is, guys, whatever we have to do, I need at least 3 quality offensive linemen in this draft. All right, make it work. I don't know what you're going to do, but you can figure out. I'm Jed York, yeah, you know. Oh, Patrick took
at least 3, yeah.
Oh, my God. The Eagles look frightening. Whew.
Yeah, Eagles had an awesome. Yeah, Eagles had an awesome guy. They got that linebacker. They got the linebacker out of Alabama.
Oh.
So, yeah. They was real good.
They got more than him. There was another player they got before that, too. I said, you know,
yeah, but it was obvious. But it was obviously they were trying to our draft has got Robert Sella all over it. You know, they trying to
speed,
try to appease him.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm mad at that because they're going to be fast. Robert Sala believes in overwhelming teams. That's why we looked like in 2019. That was just an overwhelming. I don't know what happened in the Super Bowl, but that year, every week, quarterback was getting the ball out of his hands as fast as he could. They was trying to run the ball a lot. That's what you want to do. Keep that team on their heels. And Jared Goff was my favorite. Goff, his eyes looked like saucers every time the ball was snapped because he knew if he didn't get that ball out of his hands quickly to a running back or a pass receiver, he was going to get seriously hurt. And he knew it too.
Right.
Woo!
What? Well, I know you. Well, I know you got. I know you. Your faithful caller, Jalen. I know Jalen gonna have a. I know he gonna have a fit. I know he's gonna have to say so.
I already told production, if you see Jalen, just keep going. Don't stop. Jalen, I'm just kidding.
So soon. I took him serious when last week he said that we're gonna draft a running back for the first round. For the first pick,
I was scared too.
He know Jed York and all of them. He know him.
No, but York's not going to have that either, though. Jed's not going to. If they were to try to pull a running back in the first round, like Jitney, he was the only guy worth a first round pick. Jed probably would have stood up and said, "No, you're not. You're not. He's telling you, no, we're coming back for another pick." God, I can't wait to see what he looks like with the Raiders, though. He was I did say, you know, We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be. Yeah. I was like, man, here we go. No offensive line. Well, we got one, the guard. So we got one. So
He
I'm
ain't gonna
thinking
start.
like, that's not enough. Especially if you talking about paying Brock Purdy all his money.
Yeah.
You need to protect your investment.
Yeah. Oh,
I just,
God.
I knew they was gonna. I mean, I knew they was gonna do this defense. I knew they was gonna go Swift defense, but we look at it, and then I also wonder why they draft a quarterback. Why did they,
For next year.
Why they drafted it?
They like Rourke a lot. He's going to redshirt this year. He's out anyway with an injury. But Mac Jones is probably only going to be with us for 1 year. So you bring him in. You might be able to keep him 2 or 3 seasons, actually, because he's already pretty much refined and polished. He's been in school forever. And, yeah. So I think that's what that Tony pointed that out earlier, and he's absolutely right. Mac Jones is being put on layaway. I mean, Mac Jones.
Right.
Rourke is being put on layaway.
Yeah. Well, all right, there, Ronbo. I'm gonna let you go to the other callers.
Right,
shout out
Fab.
to you. Shout out to the faithful. Shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Can't wait to talk to you Friday, fam. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. Take these.
You too. Hey, yo, Quentin. Hey,
Hello, Ronbo.
GD, did we pick up a field goal kicker? I don't think so. Hey, Quentin. Hey, good to talk to you again, fam. We talked to you last week for the first time.
Hey.
I remember you. Yeah.
I was pretty excited to call in today. What a great way to start my week.
Well, thank you.
Calling the Ronbo Show, talking about the 49ers.
And we're delighted, too. Tell you what, how are you happy with the draft? Most of us giving a thumbs up on this draft. There's 1 or 2, 3 players we're going to wish we had another. But I think everybody, there's no fan base in the league that thinks they got a perfect draft, I don't think, as far as players go. Unless you're an Eagle fan, which they probably do have a perfect draft. I got it. Quentin, what part of the country do you live in?
I live in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay, so you don't know anything about what the Eagles are doing. I'm looking for people on the East Coast because I know the Eagles are running around their chest all poked out and we just had another great draft. Looks like we'll go back to Super Bowl, so the rest of you guys just have to pick up the crumbs because we're not leaving much. I mean, this is what I love about winning Super Bowls and that type of thing. Now you can just get really disgusting. Is there anything more fun than that, Quentin? Quentin, what do you think about this draft?
Before the 49ers even made one pick, I was totally confident. I got some tea for you, Ronbo.
Okay.
I got some tea for you. So I did some research on some stats, and it went back 10 years, determining what NFL teams have the most successful drafts.
Okay.
And it went back 10, so this includes Balky and was Chip Kelly the coach before Shanahan?
Well, yeah, it was Chip Kelly, exactly.
So this would include Chip Kelly and Trent Baalke, because it went back 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the criteria is Pro Bowl honors, long-term starters, overall impact. And do you know where the 49ers rank in that top 10?
11?
As far as successful draft, would you like to take a
No,
pick?
I would say about 5 or
guess?
6, actually, at the latest.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess. It was 4. They ranked 4.
Yeah.
And the top team was Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, and then third was Green Bay Packers and 49ers at 4th. So the 49ers know what they're doing.
Big sample, yeah. Because we had some great years. We had a couple of years we fell off, but we've had some great draft years. So
But they pick pretty good. I mean, they do really good. They have their guys. They got really good scouts. They know how to find those guys. And then the Shedeur Sanders thing, him dropping down as far as he did, that's proof to you that a lot of high grade players drop. And I think 49ers are really good at picking up those kind of those players. And all we got to do is win the West and get us in the playoffs, and who knows what will happen after that.
Yeah, well, I do know what happens. Quentin, every time we've entered the playoffs, we either go to the NFC CG or the Super Bowl. That's it. that's as far as we're gonna. That's the series. The first two teams we see are dead meat. So yeah.
And I love the 49ers going in as underdogs. I feel like they play the most exciting football when they're underdogs. So I'm excited about this season. I think the 49ers nailed it on the draft. I think Saul is coaching for a head coaching position next year.
Yes.
And I think I'm just excited for this season. I don't ever fault the 49ers. Drafting is hard.
It is.
You guys, and these guys, I feel like they get it right. So I didn't see Philadelphia in the top, and Kansas City. I don't see those teams.
Yeah.
So,
but the Eagles got a couple of good picks and didn't even try. You're pick number 32, and you still got another killer on the defensive line.
They just barely started picking good. They didn't used to pick good.
Ain't that the truth? Howie Roseman, he's been in the league longer than I thought, but Roseman hasn't missed for the last 5 or 6 seasons in a row. And I was thinking, Howie does well in free agency, and then he does a number, and it shows because the fruits were collected this year. They finally just steamrolled the Chiefs, of which it's something we couldn't do. God.
Right. And then as far as the line, nothing helps the line more than running the ball. Well, I think with Christian McCaffrey coming back, we'll run the ball. With that line, minus Aaron Banks, we got to the Super Bowl with that line. And then, so I think they're just fine.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's going to be fun, Quinn. The only question is, the offense is going to be as good as Christian McCaffrey's health. If McCaffrey stays healthy, I don't care who you are. We're beating your ass as far as offense goes. But if we have to find a way to try to cover up for him or fill that void, then it becomes tough. Because last year, look at Mason, Jordan Mason last year had a great year. He led the league in rushing. We were still struggling. So, you need McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things to the DC of the other team. He's so diverse in his game that he can kill you in the pass. He can run between the tackles. For Brock Purdy, he's perfect because if Brock gets into trouble, Christian knows just where to go to sit down in zones or anything else. He's just the ultimate player. If you got him, he's a weapon of advantage. He's going to beat you.
We struggled because of the defense. The defense really let us down last year.
True.
And it's going to be better. It can't help but to get better. Yeah. And, we scored points last year without Christian McCaffrey.
We did. That's what I'm saying.
We scored.
But for some reason, I think you're right, though, about the defense. We'd score points, wouldn't matter. The defense would give them right back. But, the games we lost are close. Those are the McCaffrey games, So,
yeah. So I love your show, man. And
thanks,
I'll look for you on this. You said this weekend?
Friday, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a added listener. I catch you every chance I get.
Thanks, Quinn. I really appreciate that.
YouTube, with YouTube, I don't miss a show. So
all right,
you're the man.
Thanks, fam. We'll see you Friday. Have a great night.
Sounds good. All right.
And let's go check in on Darius. Darius, I used to enjoy talking to Darius last season. Darius was a reflection of my own mood, but I was trying to keep it up. But Darius would come in and just be livid. And Darius, you had a lot of times last year that you should have felt like you did. It was terrible. When I think about you calling in, you weren't a happy man. Darius, how do you feel about this?
No.
Go ahead.
I liked the Mike Hill pick, man. I was high on Mike Hill. I hadn't really called too much before the draft, but to me, Mike Hill was the second best edge outside of Abdul Carter. A lot of you guys are familiarize yourself with Mike Hill now that he's on the team, but I think day one he's going to come in and be an elite. I think elite run defender in the NFL.
Good.
He's obviously, his body type is a lot more different, but man, I really think it's going to sound crazy, but I think really his floor is like a Jadeveon Clowney, man. I think he's just so athletic. He can set the edge, and he can stop and run so well. And I think, he's got the same body type almost. I think Jadeveon coming out was like 6'5", 260 with 34-inch arms. I think Mike Hill is about the same, right? So it's
Yeah.
like I think they're both elite. Yeah, Michael, 6'5", 260, 34. Yeah, basically the same type of, measurements. I think they're and man, Michael was the preseason #1 pick, man, before his ankle injury in game 1. So
Yeah, that's what people got to know.
I'm really high on him. I really do like him.
Oh.
Yes, sir. And I think at Georgia, he was playing a lot more closer to the tackle. He's playing a lot more inside on the line. And it reminds me a lot of Will McDonald, who the Jets drafted 2 years ago, right? Who at Iowa State put a lot more closer to the D tackle, wasn't really outside the tackle, but he was still productive. And he had a lot of athletic traits that helped him get drafted. His rookie year, he had around 3-4 sacks, but this year he had 10.5. So I think with Michael, I don't know if you're going to get the pass rushing, like, big gaudy sack numbers right off the rip, but you're going to get great run stopping. And I think by year 2, year 3, you're going to see a really good, high sack total, because I think he could be that great of a player. I like the
started the same way.
Yeah, I like the CJ West pick, man. I'm surprised he went that late. I thought he'd be there in the 3rd round, but I'm glad we got him. Man, well, I just forgot his name. Alfred Collins. I like that pick too.
What a monster.
I think, I think these guys aren't going to be too flashy on the stat sheet, especially early on. But man, our run defense was so bad this year. I love these 2 picks. I think they're going to bring immediate value. If I'm not mistaken, one of the comps, was it for CJ West or for Alfred Collins? It was literally DJ Jones.
No, CJ was
so
a
we need a
4th round
DJ
pick.
Jones type on the team.
I think it was Upton Stout.
Yeah. So we need a good interior stuffer. But man, outside of those 3 picks, I'm not too fond. I mean, Nick Martin, I think in 2023 was really good. His injury really hurt his draft stock.
Wait, Nick got hurt?
But I think he's a fast.
What kind of injury did he sustain, though?
I think he had a torn ACL or MCL. It was a serious injury. I think he missed 7 or 8 games this year.
Wow.
So it really hurt his draft stock. But he was really good in 2023. He sits that speed, you know what I'm saying, that hybrid type of thing. I'm excited to see what he could do. But the picks on offense, man, I'm not really. The receiver out of Ole Miss, I think you played at Ole Miss, and Ole Miss's offense should be really catered towards production. But he really didn't have the production despite being at Ole Miss. So I don't really know how to feel about that. He drafted 1 guard. I really wanted Marcus Mbow out of Purdue. He was there in the 4th and the 5th round, but we chose not to get him. I think Marcus Mbow could be a really good player.
I mean, the 49ers are allergic to offensive linemen in the draft. Strange.
Yeah, no, I really look on the defensive side of the ball, though. I really did like this draft. I just, man, if I have to watch Jake Brendel play center for my team one more time, I don't know what I'm going to do, man.
Darius,
I really don't want to watch that man play. It ruins my mood every time I see his big ass trot onto the field, man.
Darius, I hate to tell you this, but I'm telling you, I don't think Brendel's moving. We didn't draft a center.
Yeah, I know. That's my only big fear coming out. Yeah, that's my only big fear, man. After the draft, I have to watch Jake Brendel play center. I don't know, man. I'm not too excited to see what the O line can do, man. That's something that scares me, man. I really like the first. Yeah, no, they made no attempt, and I thought they were gonna make at least some, late pick, right? I was coming in before the draft saying, go take the draft is deep with offensive guards. You can do that. You can go take 3rd and 4th round. I'm like, all right, bet that's what we're gonna do. I was happy that it seemed like we were gonna do that, but no. I don't know, man. I'm not too excited to watch the pass blocking this year, and I feel for Brock. I do because but the thing that confuses me is if you're gonna go pay quarterbacks $50+ million a year, why are you not doing everything that you can to maximize that value that you're paying them? I just don't understand. Every quarterback that's getting paid high money really has good offensive lines. Yeah. Outside of Burrow, exactly. Outside of Burrow. And you can see no matter how many passing yards he produces, it's even in the Super Bowl, when you're on the ground 8 times, that shit catches up to you in a game. There's only so far that the passing numbers that can get you. But, I mean, I did like the draft, man. I thought our defensive picks were really solid. Offensive picks, I'm not too big of a fan on, though. But we'll see how that goes. I think the guy, what was his name, Jacob Bergen or whatever. It's clear that he's going to be a
Junior
special
Bergen.
teams punt return type of guy. So Jalen Bergen. So I think I'm excited to see if we can do the punt return because man, we haven't had a good kick returner in a minute.
Oh, that's if he can bust down the field. He's fast, so maybe. Darius, we gotta go. Good to hear from you again too. Well, we'll be back Friday.
Yes, sir,
we
man.
got time.
Have a good rest of your day, man.
Thanks, fam. Night, Darius. Tony, ATL, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. Good to hear from you, brother.
Tony, good to hear from you because I was hoping I seen your name come up on the screen. Hope his phone works. Tony! Or not phone works, but his function, whatever it is. Every now and then we don't make it because I hear a lot of clicking and everything else, but Tony's trying to get in. Okay, Tony?
I don't know about you, Ronbo, but if I hear the name Shedeur Sanders one more time, just one more time, I'm going to jump off a cliff. 4 straight days.
Tony,
Sanders.
It's more than 4 straight days.
Oh, my God.
We've been talking about Shedeur ever since the college season ended. Him and Cam, they were making
but the media
comparisons.
took it to another level on the draft nights.
I know, right? And then we get 5th round? Really? So this is
I've heard every conspiracy theorist around. The owners don't like Deion, and they told the teams don't draft him in the first few rounds.
That was you said he got blackballed. You heard about that earlier. You heard about that in day 2, didn't you? Wasn't that you? Who was on the chat saying Sanders has been blackballed?
That was me. With that. Yeah. Yep.
It looked like it.
You never know, Ronbo. You never know. People in powerful places can do powerful things.
The thing is, that would be on Deion though, because he hasn't been in the league to do anything yet. So I don't know.
I know, but I also heard about the interviews that he pissed some of the coaches and GMs off in the
I heard about
like
that.
He knew everything.
Yeah, that really rubbed him the wrong way.
Like you said this, Ronbo, a few months ago. When you're going to the combine, that's a job interview. When you interview with them, it's a job interview. You got to be on your best P's and Q's. You can't be going on there acting like you're hot stuff and you know it all.
Yeah. Humble up. Look like I'm ready to come in and make your team a better place. Tony, we would have had DK Metcalf. Metcalf was him and the 49ers actually got into a shouting match. I said, no, really?
No.
Yeah. Yep. And Kyle and John were laughing about it. I said, what God?
And Ronbo, check this out. The Cleveland Browns took Dylan Gabriel, the Oregon quarterback, the left-hander, in the 3rd round. Before Shedeur, 2 rounds before Shedeur.
How many quarterbacks they got over there right now?
4. So now it's 5 if you count Deshaun Watson, but we ain't gonna count him. You got Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
You got Kenny Pickett. Yeah. You got Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, 2 rookies.
And Dylan Gabriel thought he was going to be the man. He was going to get work things out. He's only got Deshaun. He doesn't have to worry about him. He's got Flacco.
He's like 5'10", Ronbo. I don't know about Dylan Gabriel for the pros.
Well, he thought a lot because Dylan Gabriel, I understand, runs a lot. Is that's the thing on him? I forgot what they said.
No, he can run, but he throws a lot. He's left-handed. He can throw.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, but anyway, he's looked upon as somebody that might be able to work with and make him into something special, according to what those conversations on the NFL Network were going on. But then, Dylan's now got to be concerned about. And then at the end of it all, the guy says, "But I'm sure Dylan's going to look at this as a challenge, and he's not going to be intimidated by any stretch." You guys,
Ronbo, I got a quick message for Niner Empire. Niner Empire, listen up. You guys got a right to your opinions, just like we all do about our teams. But Michael Williams, stop it. Just stop it. He was the number 1 or number 2 rated defensive end / edge in the whole draft. He got hurt last year in the Clemson game. People get hurt all the time. When he's 100%, he's gold. So just stop it.
Yeah.
Guy's a good football player.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is like, in fact, if he's healthy now, I can't wait to see what he looks. Dre Greenlaw came in the same way. Dre Greenlaw didn't get drafted earlier than he did because he had some kind of injury, and nobody wanted to take a chance on him, and the 49ers did. He apparently is accident prone, but yeah.
Michael Williams is. I got the top 100 players here. Just the top 100 players in the whole draft. He's 13th in the top 100. Now his teammate, Michael Williams' teammate, the outside linebacker edge rusher that we drafted in the first round, Jalen Walker, he's 8th in the top 100. Ronbo, I'm so happy with what we did. Everybody's giving us an A, but I'm going to explain to you what we did wrong. We got Jalen Walker with the 15th pick. Then we traded our second-round pick. Well, actually, we traded a first-round pick for 2026 to jump back into the first round with the Rams, and we got the Rams pick at 26, and we got James Pierce. So we got 2 edge rushers, first-round picks, right?
Whoa.
We gave the Rams our second-round pick. They gave us their third-round pick. So we didn't have a second-round pick. The third-round pick, Ronbo, we got one of the steals in the draft. Xavier Watts out of Notre Dame, 13 career interceptions.
Ooh, a ball hawk.
96 player pick, we got him in the third round.
Sounds like
He
you guys
is
had a good
one of the
draft.
top 2 or 3 steals in the draft. Remember I said that.
And you got
We
Jalen
drafted
Walker.
2 edge rushers, 2 safeties, because we got another safety in the 4th round out of Oklahoma. This kid can hit. He's a little short. He's like 6 feet, 194. I forgot that kid's name. Billy Bowman out of Oklahoma. He can hit. So we got 2 safeties, 2 edge rushers, and then with our last pick, our 7th round pick, we took an offensive lineman from Wisconsin.
Round 7, you picked up an offensive lineman. Yeah. This is offensive linemen. They weren't really. How many were picked up this year? Maybe 10, right?
Yeah, but it was a rich offensive lineman draft early. We got this guy for depth.
Yeah, offensive lineman. That's what remember. I've said this for the last couple of years, all during the season. I say, that kid that's got big bones. Genetically, your dad's a big guy, your mom's a big lady. No matter what, if you're growing fast, drink your milk, take your vitamins. You'll get paid. Learn how to play left tackle. Don't worry about the sexy positions. Everybody does not need to be a quarterback. Everybody does not have to be a wide receiver. Be an offensive lineman, and you'll be fine. Talk about a clear avenue into the NFL. That's it right there. You start getting those sexy picks, there's going to be a lot of competition. But if you could play the offensive line and do a good job, and even defensive line, that's crowded too. There's a lot of excellent defensive linemen, but there's not a lot of excellent offensive linemen.
If you could be a rotational player, that's outstanding.
Oh,
you get your turn to go in and do your job.
I mean,
so Ronbo, who else were you happy with in your draft with your picks?
Well, I love C.J. West, just from the little short clips I've seen of him. I said, look at this guy. He's out of control. I love it. He plays with reckless
Who was your
abandon.
second pick, the second guy y'all picked in the draft?
Oh, Alfred Giant Collins, 300-plus pounds, 6'6", and got a wingspan like a condor.
Yes.
Man.
Good
So
depth piece.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He's going to probably end up starting because I don't know who else is we're going to put on the interior.
I hate to say it, Ronbo, the Texas boys, Dallas Cowboys, at least with their first 2 picks, they did outstanding. They got that guard that you and I both like out of Alabama, the best guard in the draft. They drafted him in the first round to play left guard.
And who was their second pick?
Their second pick was that edge rusher from Boston College that I liked. He was like a top 10 edge rusher, like between 5 and 10. I'm trying to find his name on this board here, but they got him in the second round, man. I'm like, those are 2 good picks, but the Cowboys still got a long way to go.
It's supposed to tell me the Cowboys. Tony, we got to go. I tell you, let's see what happens between now and Friday, since I'm not going to be able to. But there's a lot going to happen because especially after the draft, the rumors are going to start and the lies are going to be told. It's going to be fun. So.
Oh my God! Watch, he's going to start me hearing rumors about Shedeur, about this, about that. Watch, Cal heard tomorrow, and all the rest of them. They're going to start with the Shedeur. It was blackball. Shedeur was this. Shedeur was that.
Making stuff up. I know. All right, Tony. Have a great day.
90 Empire, y'all got an excellent draft pick. And 49 of Brian, shout out to you. Ronbo, I'll see you Friday, sir.
Looking forward to it. All right, Tony.
Take care.
You too. I didn't know I didn't know that they picked up Jalen Walker. I didn't notice that. I remember because I was crying early in the draft about a couple of picks, but I forgot. Jalen Walker's playing with Tony's team. Anyway, well, fam, we call it a night. Okay, well, I'll see you Friday. I got a crazy week coming up, so just we're gonna keep an eye on things. So if Brock Purdy gets hit, I'm gonna find a way to slide out of my problem. Get in here. We got to talk about that. But otherwise, I'll see you Friday, fam. Just have a great week. Thank you for the contributions, as always. And don't forget to subscribe. I want to make you a part of the Ronbo Sports family. The chat already loves you, right? I'll see you this weekend.